Good morning,
Yeah,
Macon,
baby.
Georgia.
Good
Good morning,
morning.
Macon, Georgia, and everyone else around the world through the World Wide Web. This is the Morning Roast live from the Nut House in the Thunderdome in adjacent downtown Macon, Georgia, via Blog TV. Well, at least for now, Blog TV now
Yes,
forced
now.
with you now, something like that.
Who the hell am I? Who are you? And
I guess we'll find out. It's Wednesday, March 20th, 2013. It's the first day of spring, everybody. First day of spring.
with your host, Derek Barrett, Irving Martinez, Anthony Harris. He'll be here in about after he's teaching his kid this morning.
Yes.
He has to go over some school stuff.
Yeah.
So he's doing that right now. He'll be here about 9:30.
And in the can, and usually behind the Nerve Center, is Megan Karaoke and Einbinder.
Yeah, it is in the bathroom.
Yeah. Occupied.
Good morning, guys. We're live here in Macon, trying to make it, whatever the hell that means.
Yeah, it's 8:06.
Yeah.
8:06 a.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time in Macon, Georgia. It's 39 degrees outside of Macon. It's somewhat sunny with a high of 64 and a low of 35. So it's going to be okay, but have your jacket ripped just in case.
Well, what's the high?
64.
Not too bad. Actually, I was downtown yesterday, and we're going to talk about that. Actually, it's an exciting moment in my life to be able to speak to the city council, and so I want to talk about that. But I guess I'll wait till Anthony gets here, since he's not here right now, and well, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. But I'll save that story for later, because it's a good event that happened yesterday. I believe God is working. I've said it from the beginning that this is a God story. And what happened yesterday at the city council, I believe, doesn't happen to many men. Honestly. I mean, I talked heart to heart to that city council yesterday. And I used scripture, and I made a big deal out of it. I went in all dressed up in staff and dapper, and the whole place was packed. So what I did was better than dinner theater yesterday. And it went off because God made it go off. Absolutely perfect. And afterwards, Anthony was stoned. He was like, wow, you know. I mean, what I talked about was hypocrisy. And the weird thing, Daryl, I had another scripture. By the way, give me the Bible. Let's do it now. It's the last one there, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let me give you that. And here I am on this page. Oh my God, I get up, and I'm like crunching over, and everyone's staring at me. And I'm all dressed up like this. I have my beige hat on. And I'll show you that later when Anthony gets here. But here's the scripture I was going to read. Is the righteous is delivered out of trouble, and the wicked come into its stead. But instead of reading that one, I read, you see how this is unbelievable how the Holy Spirit really took over. I don't even know where the scripture sits. All right, 9. It's Proverbs 9. No, Proverbs 10, 11 rather. Proverbs 11:9. How's that? Proverbs 11:9 was the one that I read instead. A hypocrite with his mouth destroyeth his neighbor, but through knowledge shall the just be delivered. That's the one that I talked about, right? What I pulled out. Next thing you know, the Holy Spirit is leading me about how Junebug, you know, was called a crazy buffoon, and I use the word, you know, mentally. I even went down to a point where I said he was just some fat slob, crazy slob sitting there at the Kroger's bar. In other words, the hypocrisy was that they used that to try to justify them killing him.
Right.
And then I also talk about the hypocrisy amongst each other. I said people started saying, yeah, he was crazy anyway. You know, and then I started going like, you know, oh, just rebuke the tar out of that whole city council. Saying people walking around now labeling. I said, and they thought Anthony was crazy from heckling the mayor.
Right.
You know, they're doing all sorts of stuff. And this goes on. The bottom line is that police officer should not have bothered Jumbo.
Right.
Secondly, the bottom line is mental illness is not a crime.
Exactly.
So it got to the point where he's ringing the bell and I didn't hear it. So I get going. Next thing you know, I got a police officer coming up to me. So I stopped, I paused, and I prayed for the city real quick. And then he escorted me off that podium. And then as he's walking with me, I said, so you're going to walk me out? And he just looked down, and I just kept walking. And but the thing was, the way I rebuked that council really was about hypocrisy. Look, you know, first they said that he felt feared for his life or some bullshit, you know. But the bottom line is that it's because of the hypocrisy in people, how they think about Jumbo. So, like I said, some fat homeless guy or slob. I didn't even. It was pretty raw how I use him as in a terminology that people have used against him. You know.
Right.
I said some fat slob who just all he did was eat potato chips and beer. That was his name. You know, the hypocrisy of that, and. So it went over pretty well.
Oh, okay. That's good to know. That's good to know. I mean, I would say definitely, at least for this, for the last, tomorrow, chronologically speaking, will be 3 months when the fatal shooting took place at Kroger. 3 months. 90 days. That's a long time.
So time's flying, kid.
Yeah. With the stuff, with the footage that I've had so far over the last 3 months, I may have enough to actually try to make a documentary of the whole thing, which I probably might do. There's been a documentary over Oscar Grant. I don't know if he was the guy. He was the unarmed guy that was shot to death by a transit cop back in Oakland, California. Not so long ago, I want to say like 2-3 years ago. Yeah. And there was it made a lot of noise over at the Sundance Film Festival earlier this year that I previously mentioned at the Morning Roast back in January. So maybe if I can complete it and be able to get some interviews with the Davis family and maybe along with you and Anthony on a totally separate time outside the show, maybe we could maybe complete it. Hopefully, maybe complete it by
that would
this
be
year.
Great. I'm down.
Cool. Well,
and then all we have to do is get Anthony and Cheryl together.
Right.
Which is pretty simple.
That's true.
We were at Cheryl's house the other. That's where you got your shirt. She had given him money for shirts the last time. Well, it's 8:14. Doing okay. Feeling good.
Yeah, feeling great.
I felt great. You know how I decided to celebrate my little shindig at City Hall yesterday. Was to wear the very same clothes that I wore and slept in them. You sleep in your clothes. Now, I'm trying to justify to myself that must be some Spanish tradition. And that's what people in my culture do. They celebrate by wearing their good clothes to bed. So you celebrate that way. But of course, it's probably some bullshit that I came up with that feels and sounds good, doesn't it?
Well, kind of. But
It's kind of different.
Well, basically, culture is a shared thing, and it's nothing wrong making tradition, especially if it's a new tradition of.
Well, I just made tradition. Hey Ed, next time you have a journey that's real cool.
Huh?
Next time you have a journey that's really cool, sleep in the clothes that you wore that day. And then that way you celebrate your victory. I mean, if you're just in a suit, even.
I haven't had one in a while.
Well, I had. What a life in this city.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Hey, Ed, well, you got any violin music? I want some violin music. And I'm going to have something to say later. And,
Great.
all right, Saibuke. Hey, Vorp, I thought you would believe the... why even give that guy any conversation? You know, he ain't got shit to say. Yeah, Obama killed my cat. Okay, here we go. They're talking about the navigation of the new show. What the hell is that, Ed?
Vorpal Bite.
Get out of here. Are you shitting me?
That's Vorpal Bite.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He must have lost some weight and grew hair.
No, it's
Yeah.
looks like him though, don't it?
No, it's not.
We don't know what it really
Is it
weighs.
really Vorpal Bite? No. I bet it is. I bet it's uglier than that. Vorpal Bite, that is. Anyway, so. Ugh.
Well, I have some really good, very, very good news. Some birthday shout outs. I want to give a birthday shout out to two people. One is from Amarillo, Texas. She's a Facebook friend of mine. We message each other sometime. I want to give a shout out to Jessica Abushaibe over at Amarillo. She's a reporter and also a meteorologist.
Hey, meteorologist.
Yes, feliz cumpleaños, and say hello to your sister for me. Anyway, she and her sister are both,
Que viva
reporters.
muy bien.
Yes.
Mucha vida.
Thank you.
Si no, boy, ¿qué se va a hacer?
Yes.
I said, live a good life, but he can't. Well, what the hell are you going to do? Well,
Do your best, always.
You know, life is sometimes what is handed to you.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well,
there
I
were
just give it
times
up.
like yesterday where I felt all the center of the universe was focusing on my little shit going to City Hall.
Right.
Because I'm telling you, how many times does a guy get to say that to a city council and have a sermon delivered, and where I'm just talking like one of the buddies of
Right.
Megan? That was kind of like a friend talk. By the way, while everybody's walking in, all the councilmen, they're all stopping at me, shaking my hand. And I'm being like really gracious, and you know how I could be, bullshit, full of shit. But and I'm playing it off. Sir, good to see you, and great to see you, and hugging the shit. Rabbi Sessinger, and everybody walking in. And once they're all seated, I warmly greet them. When I get up there. And then bam, just slap them all in the head. And it was just so good, I swear to you. It was so good. Not because I slammed the hell out of it, but because that scripture, man. And I'm telling you, brother, I didn't even pick that scripture. That was not the one I was supposed to read. And then it became that one. And then, I just went with it. And then I started talking real comfortable. I told them about the hospital. I told them, this and that. They only give you 5 minutes, right? Bullshit. That guy Tim Lee, he's got a real quick clock when it comes to some people. And when it comes to other people, he has runs that clock. Like there's some woman yelling, he kept her on like, it seemed like more than her time, And she was a few before me. Then I get up there and I do the sermon. real quick, boom, move on to the point, then I'm escorted out. So,
Wow.
anyway.
Well, that's a good story. That's that's really that's really good. What was Bean's on there. Bean 52 is
Yeah,
on
it's
there.
got a power back.
Hey,
All
Bean,
right,
is it
I'm
a
glad
good
to do.
story? Of course.
Very good story.
Yeah, well, it's a good story because it affects the whole city. I believe that I was able to, for the first time yesterday, I said I wanted to take a city off for God when I got here. Remember that?
Right.
Remember I told you that?
Mm-hmm.
You know? I'm gonna
Yeah,
tell you.
yeah,
Oh,
I do.
okay. And I did, in some weird way.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it was 5 minutes, it doesn't really matter at this point. But I had the city's ears. And that's a big accomplishment in some
yes.
areas. How many people walk around saying, yeah, well, I sat in the city council with the city council director and blah, 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 of, let's say, New York.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't happen.
Right.
And when they do, they're not classic pieces of art. How God takes a little shrimpo like me from Brooklyn, New York, and brings me to a city like this, miserable place sometimes that it could be, to try to bring change, not from bullshit, just being a public servant working on the street or in some McDonald's somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Not that there's anything wrong with McDonald's. Their food is really poison right now. I don't know what the hell they're doing. That is
now from the grease.
that is
and
horse.
condoms.
That is horse
They're
meat.
converted.
Oh,
I
converted.
sent them back to you so you have a copy of them.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so what do we got going
You
here?
need to preface though so I can show them.
Oh, okay.
Hey, what do we got going, Nancy?
The
Yeah.
the sketches.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay. These are the sketches that we did, or they. Okay.
Johnny Carter.
By Donnie
Let me
Carter.
start all over again. Why don't you take over the story?
Okay. Well,
Because I'm going to ramble.
yesterday, Anthony and Irving were sitting downtown, and there was this guy who,
Yep.
kind of short on funds. He was saying, "Can I make a picture of you?" Trying to, and
We were protesting.
yeah, protesting.
Yeah.
And
This was the day before yesterday. Anthony did it alone yesterday.
and he did 3 of them actually, and
He was a sketch artist. He
sketch
came
artist.
up to us, I'm a sketch artist. I can sketch guy. Yeah. All right, so each one of those are $5.
yeah,
And we're probably going to eventually sell them as T-shirts. And that's some other stuff I want to bring up on our next show is start to sell T-shirts. And when we advertise, we're going to advertise hats.
right,
And how we're going to advertise hats is that anybody who wants to send a hat that they either make or are personal, that will make it as part of our show. Like, I would love a 3 Bears hat and an Eves and a Saibuki, I think would be nice. But it's got to come from you. In other words, not some hat from Philadelphia that you want to go out and buy. It's got to have your name on it,
okay,
okay? And then if you win the contest is that you become the Morning Roast hat for a month. How's that?
okay.
And we'll
Sounds
sell
pretty
it.
Good.
Well, we're gonna start selling stuff online.
All right, here's the first sketch.
Okay.
This is a sketch of Irv protesting. Can you see it okay? Let me get rid of that.
That's great, Ed.
Yeah, that's good.
I can see that. Wow. God, he maybe with that fin.
Even got that little headband up there.
Yeah.
And I
Okay,
guess
that's
the
me
second
and
one.
Anthony. Of course,
Of course, y'all the same height.
Anthony looks like some retarded child. And then I'm taller than Anthony in this picture.
Yeah.
That's funny as hell.
Boogie says God took it back.
Okay, and we're gonna
Well, I
sell
took
these
it
on
back.
T-shirts. Cause this is during the protest. Okay, this one.
That's Anthony.
It is
Making the
Anthony.
home of the account. That one he did okay with Anthony, with his bow to his head.
Mm-hmm.
Hey Ed, keep running those for a little bit so people can see them. Anyway, we're gonna sell those in
I'll
pink.
play them again. I'll put them on when we get
Okay,
to
we're gonna sell those in pink and in blue.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, why not?
Okay. That
And
just
then-
happened to be the papers, the color of paper they were drawn
Yeah.
on.
Pink is my favorite color.
Hey Ed, find me a T-shirt company. I got a couple $100. Maybe we'll charge them.
Yeah.
Order them right away.
That'd be cool. I'm actually,
Find one.
I'm trying to do one on Cafe Presses. Have a sell them online through
Yeah.
store DB Gear.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
are they good?
Well, yeah.
Can you
hopefully-
order them?
Yes, you can order them.
Why don't you order them? I'll give you the credit card number. Let them run it.
Okay. Well,
Order like
it's still
12.
still under construction. Still under construction.
Oh, well, I need a T-shirt company now.
Okay.
But yeah, just order a dozen,
Okay. Okay.
and then we'll go from there.
All right. It's excuse me. It's 8:27 a.m. in Macon, Georgia. You're watching the morning roast. 8:27 a.m. It's 39 degrees in Macon with a high of 64 and a low of 35. I want to continue the my happy birthday wishes. I already gave one to Jessica Abu Shabi from Amarillo, Texas. This is probably 6:27 a.m. 6:27 a.m. at her time, Texas time. And also want to give a shout out to Jeff Cox and his wife Casey for being first-time parents. Last night, they brought in Jeff's wife gave birth to their very first daughter, their very first child. Her name is Harper Cox.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to you and your wife and your new addition to your family, and hope you have very, very many years of joy with your bundle of joy.
Yeah, because believe me, it's a bundle of joy now, but it's going to be a bundle of shit if you don't really get that kid on right now.
Oh yeah,
So
especially
congratulations having your baby.
get plenty of diapers.
But please, we don't need any more like gross animals growing up in this community.
Yes.
So I'm hoping you're going to be a great parent.
Yeah. Speaking of bundles, there's also another birthday that I found out recently. What City Bum said. It's also Spike Lee's birthday.
Today?
Yes.
Ugh.
Yes. Spike Lee.
No, Spike and...
Hope you do the right thing. Man,
Oh, come on. You can do better than that. Jeez.
yeah, I try to do more better.
This is worse than Baltimore.
More better blues.
Anyway,
Very
we're
good
carrying
movie,
the
Denzel
show
Washington.
again today. I don't know what angle Ed did with this thing, but you can't see shit on this table. Where is, what's her name's picture? I mean, I did this whole freaking shrine.
Actually,
And
yeah,
now
really-
all you get is crooked books, and it looks like shit.
yeah, I guess. Well, I got to angle the camera a little bit better, but I guess if you angled it in some way, it probably might block the picture. Might block you. You know.
No, the picture's not blocking me at all. It's not even in view. He's got a different angle on this thing.
Oh, okay.
It's all good, I guess. He's
Yes.
got to come back and fix it.
What's wrong?
Look at the angle. I ain't got shit.
Well, I gotta get
The
Anthony
whole
in there, too,
purpose of
when he
that
gets
picture
here.
was,
You're not gonna get it all in the picture.
oh,
I gotta have Anthony.
yeah, I know. I'm just kind of surprised how the angle is.
I could lower it, but you won't get all that.
Then you'll see all that shit. Well, I see what you got. You got the Spider-Man up there. No. You were right, Ed. You were right.
Oh, thank you.
Sometimes
Gamer
you're right,
Brothers.
Ed.
Sometimes.
No. Put it back. You were
Where do you
right.
want it?
That's good, right there. Bring up Spider-Man, will you please? You had it right. I said that's it, right there. And then you
It
still go
moves when
touch
I
it.
tightened it, Irving.
All right, come on.
Oh,
Okay.
Ugh.
that better?
Anyway,
Okay. I
It's
just
all
want to
good.
say, yeah. Oh, Bob, thank you, Gamer Girl, for the compliment. Just way more adorable than Darius Rucker. Thank you.
Anyway,
if you could please tweet Alba, Natalia, or Carolina, the Senadoras, and tell them that I'm cuter than Darius Rucker, that would be really good. You know,
that was a name?
well, those are the names of the Senadoras. Alba Galindo, Natalia Sands, and Carolina McAllister.
Yeah.
Yes, McAllister.
Well,
a common Latin name.
did you notice that it was being all quiet so far? Don't push his buttons. That City Bum said that, Ed.
Wow.
Oh, well. Anyway, Repub's 9/11, a disturbed entity attacked the... you're such a moron.
Wow.
Anyway, so that's funny. I'm on it. I will get you Doritos Locos.
Oh, yeah.
What is that all about?
I'll get you hooked up with the Doritos. Oh, the Senadoras.
Oh.
Yeah. The tits and teeth, which Saibuki calls them.
What is Cinnabears? What is that?
Cinnabears?
Yeah.
I thought it was it's kind of like, it's like a cookie, right?
What?
Cinnabears is like...
Or Cinnabons? Cinnabons?
Oh, okay, Cinnabons.
Oh,
Okay,
honey
that's kind of like, that's over at the mall, right? They sell Cinnabons. Yeah.
Yeah, and the place smells like cinnamon until you want to vomit. It's like a little too much cinnamon could be a little too much cinnamon.
Oh, okay.
It's like chocolate. If you ever hang around chocolate too much and the permeation of that smell and taste, just after a while gets up.
Oh yeah. I know one time because I remember I went to buy some flavored coffee creamer because I like to experiment with coffee creamer. Like I did one time with the hamburger helper lasagna.
Shit is good.
When I ran out of milk and I had to use some of that coffee creamer, it had that taste like hazelnut flavor. But I remember I bought like this cinnamon flavor, and I ended up getting the vanilla cinnamon type, but it wasn't like the cinnamon bun type, which got me really bad. It was kind of like more like the Big Red Gum Atomic Fireball cinnamon. So my coffee tasted like
like shit.
Yeah, like someone dipped an Atomic Fireball or some Big Red chewing gum in that mug and stirred it in there. Yeah,
well, I know that when I was a kid, we used to drink a lot of chocolate milk.
Oh yeah.
But then I lost the taste for it. Like, how does that happen? I had it in a bottle when I was a baby.
Yeah.
And then I had it at night throughout my young life. I was about 8, 9, 7 in there. And then all of a sudden, I dropped off around 12 years old. Stopped drinking chocolate milk whatsoever.
Yeah, I kind of stopped drinking chocolate milk around, I guess, maybe freshman or sophomore in college because I didn't quite get the taste of it. And I guess too many foods already had enough sweeteners in it now. So it's like why even bother getting chocolate milk sweetened and stuff. Especially I used to make a nice sweet milk. Just get a little bit of sugar or some equal sweetener and get some vanilla extract and make some vanilla milk.
Yeah.
I used to I used to get that sometimes because it was probably a little bit more healthier than regular chocolate milk or Yoo-hoo, as Gamer Girl was talking about. Yoo-hoo's chocolate water is good. Yeah. I don't think that's...
Wow.
Yeah. It's not. Yeah, it's not. It's an acquired taste, but especially if you get it at a young age, though. Chocolate milk.
Yeah, I mean, chocolate milk is okay, and but strawberry, it really depends. They fake it most of the time, so it doesn't. Strawberry never tastes normal to me because it's not. It's some chemical made to taste like strawberry.
Yeah.
Unlike chocolate. Chocolate, it's chocolate.
Yeah, that's true.
But strawberry is like a manufactured strawberry, so you never really get the...
That's why I never liked strawberry quick.
Yeah.
I mean, it just basically
Do you ever drink Yoo-hoo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Tastes like chocolate water.
Yeah.
Nasty.
So Sabuki says sweeteners are poison. You're better off with the sugar. You may be right,
And,
especially with the aspartame.
Brown
in
sugar.
equal. Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna get it, might as well get like the brown sugar in the raw, that type. Because
The cross keeps coming off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bean 52 says, I agree, sir. I prefer sugar. It's as quick as is awesome on ice cream. Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
City Bum says chocolate milk is like Everclear. It has its time and place in moderation. And Crumbs says, sugar, the other white powder.
Yes, Warble by. I had the cross up. I'm gonna wear it today.
Yeah, that other white powder. Yeah, that's definitely not something you want to be messing with. Yeah, you don't want to mess with that booger sugar. That's that's the other one. Cocaine.
Look at how beautiful I look.
Yes, your cross is color coordinated.
Everything is coordinated. So.
Yeah, but
Anyway, it is 8:36 here in Macon, Georgia. This is the Morning Roast with your host, Derek Barrett. Anthony Harris is never around. He's like a ghost. And me, yours truly, Irving Martinez.
yes.
And, of course, Ed, who's never around either.
Yeah,
No, he's just bouncing around as always. And doing the photo stuff, video, background noise guy.
I ain't got time for that. City Bum. Matter of fact, I got a story of Sweet. What's her name? Sweet Jean. Sweet something. There's about that she's gonna be suing somebody. I'll get that in the next hour. But
And we're excited about Anthony showing up. This week is fun-filled, jammed with protests. And so, once again, just letting people know, we're going to be downtown today on Cherry Street. Once again, protesting the Junebug murder. And I'm excited about that today because I know that I'm well dressed enough to make a spectacle downtown at the Cherry Blossom. And that excites me.
oh yeah.
I don't mind getting the attention. Lord knows I try to avoid it, but you should move down here, Game Ago. You'd be such a part of the scene there. By the way, I was over at Nick's place.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it was so cool seeing Juby and hanging out. By the way, that's Juby's new picture.
Oh.
He gave me that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All right, Juby.
Yeah,
Oh,
same
I
street guy, I think. No, actually, he drew that,
Oh, okay.
and he brought it out to me and gave
So
it.
that's a self-portrait.
So that's Juby. That's showing some support, right?
Right. Yeah. Matter of fact, Juby, actually his group, Juby and the morning after, they would have been had Howie and Our's comedy show Laugh Out Loud would have actually been able to make it on Cox Cable's public access. They would have been our first musical guest.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, he's gonna come around eventually.
Yeah.
But
Well, I need to say something. While we're talking about Howie, just let y'all know, I went to the Blog TVers Facebook page yesterday, and there was a post there
Right.
from about 2 months ago of one of Howie's mugshots. So I went and I added 5 more from 5 other times he got arrested.
right.
Okay.
And then the guy, whoever started the page, comes back and he says, I gotta take this post down. So he took the whole post down.
Wow.
If you do a Google search, Howard David Hansel, you'll see all his mugshots.
Wow.
Warner Robins, Bibb County, Macon.
Wow.
Yeah, the Macon scene, is that supposed to be hip? Yeah, we've got our own hipsters down here. Ah, Anthony's here.
There he
Thank
goes.
you, God. Not too bad. 8:30, 8:39, and look who's walking through the door.
Look what the
Fuck
kids
in
are.
here. What's up?
Brother, welcome.
We were
Alright.
talking about you.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
what's
scanned
new?
we scanned the pictures
Cool.
and showed them on
Put
the
'em
air.
up?
Yes.
Johnny Carter artwork. How'd you
Yeah.
sleep, Irvin? Good
Wonderful.
morning, everybody.
Well, not really. 3:30 in the morning.
You went to
But
bed again at
so
3:30?
help me, I went to bed at 3:30.
Jeez.
But I took, my medicine's starting to kick in, so it's really giving me like full sleep rest mode, even in the early hours. Here are the pictures.
Yeah, I'm
Anthony.
looking over at your computer.
Okay, this is how we're gonna make revenue now. Okay, we're gonna sell these T-shirts online.
Oh, you're going to put these on T-shirts?
Yeah, and I'm gonna buy some,
Oh,
so we can
cool.
carry around. And
We got to darken them, though.
well,
We should have had the guy maybe ink them, put some ink
right,
over 'em.
ink it up or whatever.
Yeah, it's
but
too
here are
light.
the three colors: pink and blue. Well, no, two colors:
Yeah.
pink and blue.
Boy and girl.
Boy and
It's a
girl.
boy and it's a girl.
But not only that, the paper is pink and blue.
That's right.
So we're gonna do those two colors. They look boring, but those are color: pink and blue and white.
Did
Yeah.
the chatters and viewers love the way you made the table up, Irving?
They can't even see it.
Yeah, you're probably blocking Three Bears' little thing she made us too.
You see that,
I
Ed?
can't get it in there.
Yeah, we're gonna
It
have
needs
to.
to be on the
We're gonna, yeah, it needs
And
to
all
happen.
this stuff
You like the
only
shrine?
see up to here. That's it.
Right.
You like my wall shrine?
Yeah, I love it. I saw it yesterday when I came to grab you. When I came to pick you up. So I guess you already talked to the people about what happened yesterday, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you spoke
somewhat.
at
I
city
covered
council.
it.
Yeah.
Right.
But no. Let's talk about it. 'Cause I just kind of went.
Good morning, a gamer
I
girl,
want
vocal
your
bite,
version of it.
Saibuki, City Bum, Crom,
Three Bears.
Diaz
you know?
Photo
Yes.
Guy, Three Bears.
Yes.
The Bean 52's back. Welcome, Urac Wildcat.
Yes.
Yes.
Gamer Girl. She was going to hook me up with the Doritos Locos. I opened it and I thanked her for her compliment that I look cuter than Darius Rucker from Hootie and the Blowfish.
Yes.
Gary Lee does an excellent job on T-shirts. All right, we'll talk more about it, Bean. I really want them perfect.
Right.
Also, we're going to sell a Morning Roast shirt with our logo and some other shit. That's a good way to invest money and get a return.
Right.
Yes.
We're going to
That's
promote this
And demote.
dumpy show.
Promote and demote.
6 months. I mean, come on.
Over 6 months. Look,
Over
we're
6 months.
featured.
Yeah,
Good morning,
baby.
everybody.
Good morning, yes.
Congratulations.
Yes, it's
Being-
hump day.
She likes, Gamer Girl loves making, but be around places like Cherry Street and have cherry blossoms. And Bean 52 says, Gamer Girl GG, don't let the nice name fool you. Macon is a hellhole. LOL.
It's got some good. It's got some good points, but it's got big time problems.
Yes.
Wow. Oh, yeah. It's always got its problem. Oh, by the way, reminder. Go to our Facebook page, like our page, show some support.
Like the Justice for Junebug page, also.
Yes.
Like the Justice the Junebug page, like Heather Page. Derek Barrett's got some crap going on.
He's
Okay.
got some crap. Gee,
Whatever
that
that means.
was a great endorsement. Derek Barrett's got some crap going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got all sorts of shit going on with his Derek Barrett film.
Yes, they're
South
And
Park.
you should take a look at those Thoughts of Ponder.
Yeah, I just
There's some of them
recently
are
made
funny. Some of them are whatever.
He's being honest.
But some of them are funny as hell. I love the one with the leaves.
Oh yeah,
When the
last
leaves
year.
are there, you're like, it's freaking April, and there's leaves on my lawn.
Hey, today's the first day of spring.
It is first day of
has
spring.
sprung.
Oh,
Yes,
it is.
spring is sprung. Today's the first day
Oh
of spring.
yeah, well, I feel
You
it.
know what's so damn embarrassing about this cherry blossom
Oh,
thing?
okay.
What?
I noticed this yesterday.
Show it to Anthony.
I noticed this yesterday when I was standing downtown on Third Street
There's
with
a
my
bunch
son.
of fat old ladies
No,
with white hair.
no,
and
nothing to
pink
do with
jackets.
people. Nothing to do with people.
You
Ah!
asked.
That's
Oh my
funny.
God, Al.
You
That's
asked
great.
for it.
Yeah.
What the
But
hell is that?
you can't show that to the
Ugh.
chat.
You cannot do that.
No, I'm not.
We can hang it on the wall behind us a picture.
Ed, I cropped that picture.
But anyway,
Ooh boy.
you can only imagine what Ed did with his Photoshop.
I think
skills.
I
you
threw up a
wanna know,
little
just
in my
imagine
mouth.
worse.
But anyway, you know
Well,
what I
I
noticed?
actually had private
Get it
message
off
on
Facebook
Facebook to
right
a couple
now.
people yesterday on Facebook.
Okay.
Just to-
Did you send it to Saibuki?
I had to mention to make sure
Did
that
you send it to Gary?
You sent it to Gamer Girl and Saibuki?
I sent Game
and
Girl,
Bean?
Bean, and
That's
a bunch of other ones.
I love it.
But anyway,
so.
anyway, I noticed this yesterday, standing on 3rd Street with my
I'll
signs,
send it to Saibuki.
protesting, doing the whole Justice for Junebug thing, and I'm standing out there for about 3 hours. Irvin couldn't join me yesterday. He was feeling kind of bad after the show. And so I'm out there, and then I look around, and I didn't even notice it the first day I was out. I didn't notice it Monday. I noticed it, though. None of the damn cherry blossoms are in bloom on that whole strip right there on 3rd Street. I mean, how embarrassing is that? You got a festival called the Cherry Blossom Festival, and your cherry blossoms are not in bloom yet.
Incoming, Saibuki on Facebook.
Incoming. Emphasis on the coming.
Just not too quick.
That's right. But you know what I noticed? I mean, I'm serious.
I didn't think of that because I haven't been downtown.
Well,
but
turn
it
around.
did
You're
look
going
dull.
with me today, right?
It looked dull. I didn't see any
You're going
cherry
with me
blossom.
today, right?
Yeah.
When we stand near the fountain, look at that row of cherry blossom trees behind us.
Yeah, they're not even...
They're freaking bare. They're like twigs. There's not a damn bloom on any of them.
Wow.
And I'm thinking, I mean, that's so freaking embarrassing, man.
I
It's
forgot
like,
a cherry blossom is about cherry blossom, but I haven't seen any cherry blossom.
No, exactly. I mean,
Let's see if they're open today. Maybe first day of spring.
well, it's a little late because the thing's over Sunday.
Yeah.
I mean, if they come into bloom after the people leave, it's a little too late.
Then they had this
know?
horrible storm come in.
Yeah, we got a storm this weekend, which I think will probably cancel the street party. Mm-hmm.
Well,
Which, serves them right.
exactly.
I say Mother Nature.
I believe is God making it happen.
That's what
How's
you
that?
believe, and I say Mother Nature's making it happen.
Exactly.
What did you say at the city council meeting yesterday? He don't like ugly, right?
You don't like ugly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you like that?
You said that at the meeting yesterday.
I said a lot of
You
things.
said he don't like ugly.
Right. What else
If
did
you
I
believe
say?
in God, he don't like ugly, or she don't like ugly, or it don't like ugly.
Right. Now,
Definitely not crazy about stupid either. But
what else did I say, Anthony? Give him a perspective. Yours.
Well, I'm trying to remember the order you said it. You did your old famous line about the fish, the head rots.
Rods. The
From
fish rots on the head down.
You said that. You talked about the hypocrisy of this city.
Right.
You said how it's hypocrisy, how the hypocrisy involves not only they kill a man, as you sarcastically said, a fat guy sitting on a bench eating.
Potato chips
They
and
kill,
soda.
they kill that guy with the hypocrisy, and that is that, hell, half the people in this city government are fat and gluttonous, right?
Well, I didn't bring that
No,
up.
but that's the point
Okay,
I got
no,
that you were making.
give me what
That's
you got out
what
of it.
I got what you were making.
Right.
Is that the hypocrisy of it? Is that these people need to look in the mirror instead of judging others?
Yeah.
Because
that's a good point.
then you went into the whole thing about how people think you're a nutcase.
Well,
How
I
they
didn't bring
think
me
I'm a
up.
nutcase. Yeah, you did. You did.
What did I say?
Because you said when you got arrested, people thought you were a nutcase. Remember?
No, I never mentioned
Yeah, you
that.
did. You did. You don't remember that?
No.
You said that because then after that, that's when you turned and pointed at me and said, and when Ant got arrested, everybody thought he was a nutcase. That's how you segued into it because
Okay,
you
keep
mentioned your address. You're being arrested outside of Dempsey. And again, he was making the point of the hypocrisy of it, that people want to throw stones and call us nuts, but yet look at yourself, right?
But what was the point that about?
Well, you have to
if you
explain
remember, okay.
You have to explain the biblical thing because you told me after the fact that there was another verse you actually wanted to read.
Right.
But then you read another one, but the one you ended up reading just magically also fit.
Well, also
Right.
the way it also magically fit,
Right.
the point that I was trying to make about the hypocrisy, which I didn't know I wanted to make it, it just happened to be made.
Right.
Which was that the hypocrisy of Junebug was that he was a fat, homeless,
Well, he wasn't homeless.
Well, I
But
didn't
that's
say
what-
homeless.
you're
I
saying
said
that's
fat.
what they were saying. Right.
It was a fat guy sitting at a Kroger's eating potato chips and, a crazy guy. But meanwhile,
According to
that's
them.
that's hypocrisy. And the hypocrisy was that justified his killing. Well, he was just a fat slob sitting there, at the
Yeah.
Kroger's parking lot.
Yeah.
And that
He's
justified
expendable.
it.
He's expendable.
He's
Basically-
expendable.
Basically what the...
And that was the hypocrisy that I wanted
Right.
to impose.
Right, I understood that. I understood that.
Yeah.
You know.
That you want to now say, oh, well, he was a homeless nutcase, fat slob. That's good enough for us to be able to allow him to die.
Yeah.
And that was the hypocrisy, the hard-hitting hypocrisy that I wanted to hit.
And then you did the nut thing. You brought us up. You said that people will say
Yeah.
you're a nut case because of what you did. They say
Right.
I'm a nut case because of what I did.
I brought up mental illness. Basically, I kind of glanced over that.
It was a pretty good meeting. You know, a lot of people spoke yesterday, more so than usual.
Yes,
It was
you're right.
a long list. I didn't speak yesterday. I said I'm not going to go speak every time. I was there basically to support Irvin and just give him a ride there.
And you did a great
I
job of doing
just
that.
sat there.
So in your own anarchistic mindset.
Anarchistic mindset.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you were going to give my spiel of 1 to 10, what would you say, honestly?
Well, because you threw religion in there, I got to take some points off. So,
That was
Find the guy who's this Bible quoting it.
I guess a 2.
You want to talk about a contradiction?
not that bad. Not that bad. No, I would give you, Irving, I would give you a 7.5. How about
Perfect.
that? How about that?
That's
a fair
perfect.
assessment.
I like 7.
Okay.
Okay.
7 is a biblical number.
Yeah, and they're both odd numbers, 7, 5.
Yeah, that's right.
Which both add to 12, which
Well,
number
now
of
we're
the,
getting to.
number of the disciples.
Oh, you're right. I didn't think about all that shit.
Vogelbach said 7 2
Well,
generals.
obviously, I'm just.
Derek Barrett, what did you do yesterday besides your show? You had a
Well,
show.
no,
right?
we didn't
You
have a
rehearsed
show. We
it.
were just
I
rehearsing.
saw DB downtown at rehearsal. He was going to
Mm-hmm.
rehearsal.
Just a little brief one, and then after that, I went to get some laundry done.
Oh.
Well, actually,
It's always
collect some laundry
Yes.
to go there because I don't
It's
have a
always
washer
good.
dryer. Yes, and also I had some news.
Was there some wrestling on last night?
No, there's not. Actually, there's no wrestling.
I
There's
thought
no.
you got 'em.
There was no wrestling on tonight.
wrestling
There will be
television.
tomorrow on Ion.
What
Ion Network.
honestly, let's get into your head over here.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell is it that you like wrestling for? Like, what's the purpose? What's going on through your brain?
It's kind of like a gladiator / soap opera. You mean you have the action
Oh, I understand.
for the
That makes
for
sense.
men, and then you have like the drama lines, for the plot
Yes.
lines
Right.
for the female viewers as well.
Derek, being an actor and a guy that wants to pursue that career, have you ever tried to become part of the wrestling cast? Not as a wrestler, because I know your
Wow,
body.
yeah,
on,
put
but
oil
as a
on you,
manager
like,
or something. Have you ever applied to the idea of going on there as being like the heels manager or something?
Yeah, I always thought about that.
Why don't
Yeah.
you go do that?
I always thought
Come
about
up with
that.
a persona, some kind of guy, and be the manager type, like the Paul Bearer. Be the, don't be Paul Bearer, but be the manager.
Yeah.
Because as much as a guy
Not
loves
three
wrestling,
bits.
man, he should be pursuing a job in that field. As much as he likes wrestling, because it combines acting, combines voice work.
Got to be
You know,
able to
he's
work
got to
that
have a
mic,
good
yes.
voice. Combines his love for wrestling. That's what Derek needs to do. He needs
You
to
gotta act yourself, brother.
No.
You got to come up with your whole do the white man voice as your character. You could be like
Yeah,
your manager could
really?
be like the black guy with the white voice. You see, we're gonna take your
Why
belt.
don't you teach
see, we're
people
gonna,
about
you see,
wrestling?
We're gonna,
What the hell it all
we're gonna
means?
take your belt from you, Hulk Hogan. We're gonna take you down at the Agri Center in Perry, Georgia this Saturday. We're gonna get
Wait
you.
a minute. Here's an
You know, see,
idea.
do some kind of
Have
character,
Derek
like
do
the
a show.
The Urkel. manager.
No. Have Derek do a show
Right.
teaching people what the hell wrestling really is. And then
Fake?
do the voices. No, and have him do the voices. Like, this is the bullshit that Saber-Tooth Tiger
Saber-tooth tiger.
is world famous for. And this
I would
is
say for 2 times for wrestling.
and this is one
You talking about
where,
Frosted Flakes?
where Hulkanism.
Saber-tooth tiger.
Hulkanism means what?
Hulkanism.
And
Jeez. Irvin's just
And-
making up some new words here.
well,
Hulkanism.
and Debbie Devil Daremaster is a man. He's gay.
Woo!
Yeah, he's a gay wrestler.
Okay.
The first outcoming gay wrestler ever. This is the only way I'm ever going to get interested in
I
wrestling.
like it.
You got to have stories on wrestlers that are like really inspiring, like not about a guy dying on steroids. You know, that's another thing.
You want to throw some biblical stuff in there? Is that what you're saying? It's
Well, here's the
you want to have
biblical
like
thing.
you want to have a character like
No.
reading
Here's
the Bible.
here's
the
a
whole time or
biblical
something.
thing.
Okay.
Here's a biblical thing. Some old fart, religious guy would say, that is the entertainment of the devil. And it's also known as what I say, spiritual pornography. But wrestling is more like mental pornography, nutty. Who the hell likes a fake soap opera that it doesn't really help?
Obviously, a lot of people like it. It's pretty damn popular in the ratings, man.
Wow.
I don't see wrestling going down anytime soon.
Yeah, a bunch of Spanish people.
Unlike Derek Shapiro.
No, I'm telling you, in the Spanish community, their wrestling is
Well, they
like...
got the whole match.
Oh,
Well, yeah,
my
because you get the
They got
luchador.
The luchador.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Oh, my
they treat
God.
those people like
And
gods.
you see all these
Yeah.
Mexican guys,
they
that's what they all
They
go.
treat those people like gods.
No, you want to
Yeah.
deport Mexicans, go to a wrestling match.
I know. They treat them like gods. Those luchadors, man.
She's
Those
sleeping.
luchadors. All right, these guys are like, yeah, can we get off this topic and get some news? Did you do any news stories yet?
Well, not that.
Did I
Not
miss
really.
anything?
We didn't. But speaking of about Sabuki from
Sabuki sent this
from
one?
England. Well, actually, Ed sent this one.
All right, but this is for Sabuki. Well, it's
Yes.
for everybody.
Yes. It says UK.
Is this a real one now? Ed, is this not like a joke site? This headline just
I
sounds
don't
stupid.
send fake shit.
You did that one time.
Okay.
Way
We'll say
back.
that one time.
That
I don't
onion.
like the stories, man.
It says UK schools ban children from making best friends. It says that teachers in some UK schools are banning children from making best friends, the Sun reported earlier, in order to spare them the pain of losing a friend after a falling out.
There we go. Politically correct bullshit. This is what this is.
Instead, children are encouraged to play in large groups.
Oh, come
Isn't that how you start gangs? But that's a little stuff.
Oh, this is
Quote,
ridiculous.
educational psychologist Gaynor Subutney said the policy has been used at schools in Kingston, Southwest London, and Surrey. It says, I have noticed that teachers tell children they
I think
should...
it's Surrey.
Surrey,
Correct me
excuse
if I'm wrong, Sabuki.
Yes,
Surrey.
Surrey.
Yeah.
Surrey. It says, I have noticed that teachers tell children they shouldn't have a best friend and that everyone should play together, she said. They're doing it because they want to save the child the pain from splitting up from their best friend, but it is natural for some children to want a best friend. If they break up, they have to feel the pain because they're learning to deal with it, Subutney added. Says, I don't think it's widespread, but it's clearly happening. It seems bizarre, said Russell Hobby, the National Association of Head Teachers, who confirmed the bans. He says, I don't see how you can stop people from forming close relationships. We make friends and lose friends throughout our lives, according to Mr. Hobby.
This is stupid. Don't
you want to take like a freaking bat and like hit some of these people?
I do because,
Stupid ass
because
stupidity.
they're trying.
Come on,
Come
man.
on.
What is
It's
that all
politically correct again. Let's worry about the kid being heartbroken if he happens or she happens to lose her best friend because the relationship doesn't last. Come on,
Ed, don't put that on my face.
Come on. I mean that's.
I don't want that
I mean
piece of
again,
shit
it comes
anyway.
across. It comes across like
Nears.
government
send it
control
to you.
of let's force everybody to get together in groups, let's get together in cliques, let's get together. You know, it again comes across like we can't have individuality, right? You
Right.
can't just have two kids that are best friends because God forbid they grow up and go separate ways. You know, come on, this is stupid. This is stupid.
Wow.
Derek, what do you think? Do you agree with this?
Absolutely
would you
not, because
implement
people
that?
because people make, like I said, people make friends and lose friends all
Right.
throughout their lives, and some of them we need to lose them because they're no good.
That's right.
I'm just
That
saying.
too. But I wasn't even thinking about the aspect of getting with the wrong company. But that's a good point you bring up. I'm just thinking more so how it just seems again like the indoctrination of telling us, well, we got to do this with our kids. You know, it goes along with that whole, we can't have dodgeball in school. God forbid they get hit by a rubber ball.
So they just be all fat and sloppy. Don't have no type of physical fitness.
We can't play Red Rover because it picks a kid out and it might shatter their strength and their character and their
their self-esteem.
Their self-esteem. You know, this is just another stupid ploy to I don't know, indoctrinate. It feels to me like, let's get them into these groups. You know, next thing you know, what are they going to do? Make them Nazi youth, Hitler youth, and what the hell? You know, it's like, yeah, I mean, it's Saibuki. What do you have to say about this?
That's a whole other kettle of fish right there.
Yeah. What's Saibuki got to say in particular? What's everybody have to say? But I don't know what Saibuki's got to say since Saibuki's not even there.
Oh, he is. He has. I don't think he has.
He hasn't answered.
Okay, guys, it's 9 o'clock. Let's take a break.
Yeah.
We need to refresh.
Well, y'all think about that story Derek just read. Come back. Let us know what you think.
He says.
He says he missed some of it.
Yeah, Gaming Girl says, I don't do play dates. I don't need someone else not nose ankle biter driving me crazy.
Okay, so you don't do play dates, but what we're saying is, do you agree, Gamer Girl, with them saying that they're going to try to put a wedge between kids meeting another particular one kid and becoming best friends? You know, play dates are completely something different. That's just something you could do on your own time. This is basically them saying we are going to try
ban
to try to put an end to the one-on-one friendship of two children and force them to be in a group of kids and learn to get along as a group. That's what this is.
That sounds like Nazi.
It does, doesn't it? It
Yeah.
sounds like that cliquish mentality.
No,
that
it's
we're trying to
more
go
than
to. But that's what it sounds like. So we'll
Why
go to break.
can't they just
and we'll
allow
talk about
freedom to express themselves? Why are they now corralling kids like a bunch of cattle?
Exactly.
That's what it's feeling like.
Come on, if a kid meets a kid and that kid happens to click with that kid, click in the sense of C-L-I-C-K, happens to click with that other kid, they get along fine, they're best friends, why put an end to that? I don't get that.
German accents going on.
Yeah, it says this is why we have nothing but psychos running around these kids, and they're gonna start having imaginary friends.
Hi, old kid. Go
How
over
you
there.
doing?
I had an imaginary friend when I was little.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what happened to it after the break.
Okay.
But anyway, you ready
Let's
for
jump
break?
back here in a few minutes.
All
Let's
right.
take a break. I gotta
Good
go.
to be. That's that
Yeah.
picture. We'll be back. This is the Morning Roast. Derek Barrett, Making Karaoke at Einbinder, Urban Martinez, Anthony Harris. It is 9:02, 22 seconds. It's
Love
Hump
it.
Day, first day of spring where we are. Love you all. Stay tuned. We're featured, and we will be back
Right
in
back.
moments.
Perfect.
That's perfect, Ed.
Deep inside, I feel such now.
Yeah, baby. You ready, Irvin? Let's do it. We are back.
We are back. It is 9:07 Eastern Daylight Savings Time a.m. in Macon, Georgia. You're watching the Morning Roast. We're into our second hour live from the Nut House in the Thunderdome in downtown, or adjacent
Close to
downtown.
downtown Macon.
Very
Macon,
close.
Georgia.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very beautiful.
Yes, with Anthony Harris into
Yes.
our second hour. Irvin Martinez, yours truly, DB, Derek Barrett here, and behind the Nerve Center making karaoke, Mr. Ed Einbinder.
And then behind the Brain Center at the Cat Cave is Urak.
Yes.
Wildcat.
Urek Wildcat.
Listen,
We had a good
I have
day.
a question.
What's that?
Okay, you.
Mm-hmm.
You believe in the Holy Spirit?
Yeah.
Of course he does. You haven't
Okay.
realized that 6
You-
months into
you-
the show?
You believe in one spirit.
Do I
You
do
believe
what?
in-
You believe in holy shit.
He believe in
Not
nothing.
really. Not really.
He
Yeah,
believe
for
in
real.
stuff
I
happens.
believe in everybody's right to believe in that. I'm all for everybody's right to believe in
Well,
that.
everybody has a right to believe it,
That's
and
right.
everyone ought to believe it because it's true.
Okay,
All right,
so what's
well,
your point?
I just want to say something.
Yes.
Ed is Jewish,
Yes, we know that.
which makes him, I don't know, a non-believer to Holy Spirit. I don't know. Well, the Holy Spirit,
Well, not necessarily. I mean,
Even
I
though-
know
well,
what, I know what you're getting
I mean,
at.
Judaism.
Right.
I mean, it is an Abrahamic faith.
It is.
Just as Christianity and Islam, actually.
Right.
okay, good.
But I know
Right.
what you're getting at because the Jews weren't the kindest to Jesus. It's what you're getting at. in
No,
history.
no.
Well, but that's what you're saying. In
Well,
a way,
no.
right?
I'm saying
Right?
that Ed doesn't believe in the Holy Spirit. I don't know.
Well, but that might just be his right. Like I
Right.
don't believe in it.
But
I'm
I
not
know
I'm
that
not a
many
Jew.
Jews don't
I'm not a
believe.
Jew, but it doesn't mean. I'm just
All
saying.
right.
Are you saying that because of the history? Because of what history shows? with
Well,
the
because
Jews
of
and
what they
Jesus?
say too. I
Right.
mean,
Ed's
Danny-
here. Let Ed speak for himself. Ask
Ed, do
him.
you believe in the Holy Spirit?
I
It doesn't matter to you.
He doesn't know.
Yeah, exactly.
He
That's
doesn't
the
care.
point.
So what is your
Well,
point of
anyway,
bringing this
that's
up?
the point I was trying to make.
So two do and two don't.
Right.
What are you saying?
Well, what I'm saying is the Holy Spirit speak to me to be able to also speak to Ed and you and Derek. So
Well, maybe
here's
you need
what
to
I'm
get some
thinking.
thread and stitch up that Holy
Right.
Spirit.
So here I'm in a very vulnerable place. I'm in a very vulnerable place. Taking a real quick dump,
Oh, Jesus.
listening,
Just a minute ago? I hope you
listening,
washed your hands.
listening to his music. Listening to the music.
He gave birth.
Right?
No, listening to the music
Right.
that Ed was playing.
Right.
And all I could think of is, in my Holy Spirit stage, this music really stinks.
It does.
And it's so dated.
It did suck.
And it smelled as bad as my party.
It did suck.
Okay? And,
I hate that kind of
And
music.
then I started saying, Ed's a freaking karaoke guy.
But he has to be all
Can he come up with
no.
a better
No.
song
No.
than that piece of crap
No,
song that
I
we played?
I defend Ed
That was
playing it.
terrible.
No, but I defend Ed playing it because Ed has to play all-encompassing music. He can't think about playing something that we're only going to like. He has to play stuff that just in general maybe somebody out there watching likes. I agree. I hate music like that. I hate that
It's
shit.
awful.
Like, I hate shit like Creed. I hate
And
shit
crud.
like I hate
That's
shit
what I was
like
calling
Nickelback.
crud. And
I hate
every
shit
freaking
like
Christian
This
guy wanted
college
to be
rock
crud.
crap. I hate it too, Irvin. But I don't have a problem
College
with
rock?
Yeah, I don't have the bad college rock.
Okay.
You know, I mean,
You
old
like
college,
Green Day?
old college rock was like REM, and that's
Yeah,
fine.
REM,
I
yeah.
like old REM. But I mean this new like jock rock crap, this Nickelback shit, and this Creed crap. Well, it's not new, but you know what I mean. I can't stand shit like that either. It's horrible music. It is
Horrible.
But
Boring.
I'm okay with Ed playing anything he
It
plays.
smells like a guy.
Because Ed has to
with
play for
still
the
cigarette
masses.
smell on
Ed
it.
has to play for the masses, not for us.
Right.
Occasionally he'll play a song we like, or I'll give him a request. But when he throws stuff in like that, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that because just because I don't like it doesn't mean somebody else.
I'm
out there
surprised
might
he's not jumping down our throats over here. Maybe
like it. No,
he's not.
Ed's like whatever. Fuck.
But listen, we're trying to just be, what is it? Critical.
But speaking of
Construct-
music, you know who's in town today?
Who?
Elton John's tonight.
Elton John,
Oh,
yes.
shit.
Elton
So
John.
he might drive by 3rd Street Park and see us out there with signs. He might come into town and just come see us. He might come through in his limo and go,
Never
let's see
know.
what's going on downtown. And there's little Irv and me.
Oh, by the way,
Elton John's here.
bring me by Terrell's today. We're gonna go downtown.
Well, I'm not hanging out at Terrell's. I'm down to do something, not hang out with Terrell.
No, I just want to stop in.
All right, well, stop in, but we got stuff to do, man. We're not wasting time. I'm going down there to go to the park and spend a good 3-4 hours down there with my sign, man. I'm not
What
doing
park? Cherry
back where we
Apple.
were again, man. Right across. Man, yesterday was great. There was a band playing across from us. They did a lot of Beatles covers. They did a lot of Who, a lot of good 60s stuff. And I'm not going to say they were great. They were good with some songs. Some of the songs were lacking. But, you know, it was entertaining because yesterday you weren't with me. It was nice weather. I'm out there, and right across from me, they have the little canopy set up, a little stage. There's a band playing. There's a crowd watching it. There's people walking
We'll
all
be there
around.
today.
I'm holding signs. It was going great, and I'm sitting there jamming out to people doing Revolution. It was great. They did Revolution, and I'm standing there holding a sign. They did Day Tripper. They did Twist and Shout.
Let's see what they do today.
They did almost every Beatles song. Well, not every, but they did a lot of Beatles. Then they did The Who. They did Can't Explain. They did lots of stuff.
You can't explain, huh?
They did Ramble On by Led Zeppelin. So it was cool. I had entertainment while I was protesting
Good.
yesterday.
Well,
They'll probably
hopefully
have a
I'll have
band
some
out
of
there
that
today.
shit again.
Yeah, you missed a good one
Mate,
yesterday.
Well,
But back to your story. You're
It
right.
happens.
You're right. That music sucks. I agree. I bet you were in there feeling like you were just surrounded by shit, weren't you? It's like you're taking a dump and then the shit's playing in your ears. Shit was everywhere.
It's like, yeah, I'm taking a shit, and I'm saying to myself,
You should be
this
regular.
music, this music smells as bad as my shit. That's all. That was my Holy Spirit event.
So crap compounded upon crap. Was it
Right.
more?
It gave me better insight, and metaphorically, not only did the reality of the sound that was
Right.
coming out was shitty,
Right.
but here I am literally physically taking a shit. And here's
This
the
is
weird thing.
disgusting morning talk.
Remember I said to you, Anthony, you
Yeah.
have a life imitates art.
And art
And art
imitates life.
imitates art.
That's right.
Here I'm
An
shitting.
ant imitates life.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Anyway.
Ant. No, I'm hearing you. Hearing you. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Can we move past this, please? I guess.
But there's a reason.
Somebody's getting upset.
There's a reason that Creed and crap start with the same 2 letters.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go to whatever. We got another story. Oh, back
yeah.
to the chatter. So what are they saying about the story that Derek read before break?
What?
What are they about this whole let's keep kids from having one best friend? What are y'all saying, guys? Well, what's Gamer Girl and Saibuki and Bean and DeLove and Urak and B-Cuz saying? What are they all saying? Fancy
They
Fanny?
ain't saying shit. They're
Come on,
listening
guys,
to
you're
us.
not addressing this?
I don't know how long a Jersey girl will last in Georgia, though. Oh, okay. Well, I think they were saying that, they didn't want, play dates. We talked about earlier about the play date that they didn't.
Well, no, Gamer Girl says but this is something different than the play date thing.
Mm-hmm.
This is saying that they want to kind of pull
Move
the
to make
kids
it, yeah.
away from getting hooked on one friend.
Yeah.
Because they're worried that it might hurt their feelings should that friend disappear and
Yeah.
should that relationship go apart.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know what they got to say. I guess they just all think it's okay. I don't know.
well,
I
okay.
disagree.
They don't.
Oh,
I'm
by
not
the
saying
way,
they disagree. I don't think they.
well,
Well, I want to know what
I
Sabuki
disagree.
thinks since it's happening in his part of the world.
Okay, I'm
I
gonna
don't
be
know.
a friend. How's that? We're going to
Like it.
start a new segment called Our Daily Bread.
No, hell.
And we're going to read out of this because, you know...
What is this?
No. What is this? How
No, I'm
freaking
talking
dare
about
you
what
ask
is
me
that book?
question?
I'm not-
Don't
what-
worry about it.
What the hell is
I'll,
this?
I'll explain it.
Okay.
I never say, what is that? With your freaking crazy-ass
You
magazine.
should.
I should, you're right. Anyway, you said to me it was you, and that was weird. Hey, Herb, I thought you were going to do the Bible thing, blah, 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 blah.
You used
You
to.
haven't done it. Well,
That's
guess
right.
what?
It's time, baby.
Well, it's time to do it. And by the way, when you go to your Baptist church, if you got any of these, pick them up.
Okay.
At least one, so we'll have it for the show.
Okay.
Now, here's the thing, Anthony. What's wonderful about this little book is it goes by date. So this is today's day on March 20th, Wednesday, 2013. And it is the thoughts for today.
Okay.
And it's specifically done. So every day we're going to come up with a new one
Okay.
according to the date.
Right.
Which is why it's important that you get them, because I don't want to read some from last year.
Yeah.
Although I'll keep them, you know.
Right.
But we
Okay.
could also go back and say, a year ago today, we read this.
Yeah.
But here's the thought of the day. And Anthony, you talk about the 19...
That's
What
right.
is it?
Numerology.
No, but we're talking about, what do we call it? 19th effect?
You said something yesterday, yeah.
Come on.
The
It's
19
one part of your thought.
I know, but you said it. It was the 19.
What was it, 19?
I don't know. The 19.
The 19...
It wasn't effect.
The
It was-
19 effect.
I don't know what the hell it is.
All right, March 20th, Wednesday. Thoughts on rain. Would you believe that? It's raining out.
Not yet.
Well, it was.
Wow.
Yesterday.
And it's going to rain later. this
All
week.
right, it's Matthew 5:38-48. He makes his sun rise on the evil and on good, and sends rain on the just and on the unjust. Okay. When torrential downpours beat on the heads of the newly planted petunias, didn't we just have a torrential downpour? I felt bad for them. I wanted to bring them inside to shelter them from the storm. By the time the rain stopped, their little faces were bowed to the ground from the weight of the water. They looked sad and weak. Within a few hours, however, they perked up and turned their heads skyward. By the next day, they were standing straight and strong. What a great transformation. After pounding on them in the head, the rain dripped, their leaves soaked into the soil, and came up with their stalks, giving them the strength to stand straight. Because I prefer sunshine, I get annoyed when rain spoils my outdoor plans. And I sometimes think wrongly of the rain as something negative. But everyone who's experienced droughts knows that rain is a blessing. It nourishes the earth for the benefit of both just and the unjust. Even when the storms of life hit so hard that we nearly break from the force of the rain, it is not an enemy. Our loving God has allowed it to make us stronger. It uses the water that batters on us on the outside to build us up on the inside so that we may stand straight and strong. Lord, we know that we don't need or fear storms of life because you are good, and we can trust you even in the hard times to build our faith with you. The storms that threaten to destroy us, God will strengthen us. And there you go. That's the
Pretty
thought.
good. Irv.
That was the thought for
And it
today,
kind of
March
does
20th.
fit. It does fit.
It does fit.
It fits standing strong, standing upright,
Correct.
standing up for something. It fits.
And
Very
the
good.
rain that physically happened around.
Very good.
Yeah, so what they were talking about, what was it? What was it? Oh, yeah, Gamer Girl says, well, and that's what you get for bringing up wrestling. Payback's a
No, I joke around with Urban. I have no problem with Urban doing segments like that or anybody doing segments like that.
Oh, I
I'm open
appreciate
for
that.
everything.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't wanna
open
feel
for
like an
everything.
asshole.
Who cares? It's 3 hours of just whatever we want to do, and you guys are part of that, and you guys...
Okay, so it's on
You
one
guys are going to
page.
basically be our gong show anyway. The chatters are going to decide whether it's a good segment.
Well,
or
here's the
not.
thing. This is only one page. So I got my notes already written out.
And how far does that go into the year?
The whole year.
Oh, that's the whole year? Oh, so you're good to go for a year. It goes all the way to December 31st.
No.
At least to May.
May 31st.
Oh, I can't wait till we get to my birthday and your birthday.
Oh, exactly.
May 6th
That's
and
what
May
I'm
9th.
saying.
Don't
It's
peek, though.
fun.
Don't peek. You can't peek.
No.
Was that
And March, his birthday's coming
I
up
won't
in there.
pee or peek.
His birthday's coming up in there.
was that the
Yeah.
spiritual portion of
That
it?
was the spiritual portion that Irvin always wanted to do on this show. He
Yeah.
did it- he used to do it on this show.
About going back to about making best friends, I think Fancy Fanny said we're being protective of kids these days and the what ifs of getting hurt in any way. And Sabuki says, I said most UK kids are introverts, so they will have trouble implementing that idea.
Right.
You know,
Right.
you get
Yeah, you
hurt
gotta
in
like
playground sports friends or something.
Well, regardless if you're an introvert or not, I just think it's kind of ridiculous to sort of force that, belief. You know, yeah, we all had friends when we were little that
Oh,
were
yeah.
our best friends that we
Yeah.
no longer talk to and see, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right? I'm not distraught over it. I'm like, I'm not sitting there waking up every day going, oh hell, my life sucks because I can't find my best friend from the 3rd grade. You know, I mean.
You want to hear a real sucky best friend story?
Go for it, quick.
Okay, real quick. I had a best friend. We did a lot of science projects together. His name was Billy. So I used to go to his house, but his mother was a little crazy. So she was keeping us separate. And at that time, I was kind of like a class clown.
Right.
So my teacher goes and tells this kid's mother, oh, you got to keep him away from that guy. That guy's no good.
Right.
Well, the mother was a psycho. So she starts like going off on me saying, don't be around my son anymore. Well,
Right.
one day I'm on the subway and I'm completely dressed up to the T going to work and looking and smelling like $1 billion, right? I'm sitting there and I look across and who's there? Billy. But he's homeless
Wow.
and he looks completely freaking insane.
Your ex.
So now I'm scared, I swear. So help me. Now I'm getting scared, like, is he going to recognize me?
Right.
Because here's this guy, he looked terrible. He looked
Right.
horrible. And
This
I'm like
is in New York.
in New York.
Yeah.
And I'm like, please, God, don't let him see me, you know.
Oh man.
But
Irvin,
he
that's
looked
not
at me
nice.
across the way, he saw me. But,
Did you talk to him?
no.
Oh, Irvin.
He was scared.
That's not good, man.
Dude, he looked like he chopped some
I don't
people up
care.
and
You're
threw them in the
supposed to
hospital.
still go up to him.
Well,
If he
maybe.
was your best friend for
That's
so long.
25 years ago.
Yeah.
Well,
That's all?
he's-
25 years? Hell, you
Yeah,
were
that's what
20
I'm saying.
You were
It
26
was 25 years
old.
before that he was my best friend.
Oh.
About that
okay.
much time.
Okay. Okay.
You know?
Wow.
So he was scary looking.
Ed, you got any best friend stories? Or you just don't have friends, right? Derek, you got any best friend stories?
I think I've told him before.
Yeah,
so,
you have.
you know.
Where's your big skillet, by the way? Speaking of best friends. See,
Yeah.
Fluke, what's up?
One of my, yeah.
You know, he questioned Saibuki. He goes, most UK kids are introverts. I think he's questioning you, Saibuki.
Wow. UK is
Three
introvert.
That is
Bears.
funny shit.
Three
I don't
Bears.
think Prince Harry would be considered an introvert. I don't
Three
think-
Bears says, Bean, I was raised that all my life, that when I woke up and I have no family, that's why I like blog TV and coming on here at like having my own group of people. We call that Momicide, Dre Love says.
But yeah,
Irv, see Fluke's got something for you.
What?
Irv, what would the Holy Spirit tell you about your friend?
Which
Good
one?
question. The story you just told.
Well, I wasn't a Christian then. I was about.
Were you a pagan?
I was no. I was about 20. I was about like
24?
28, just
Yeah.
before. Just before. I probably would have handled it differently, probably a year into my Christianity. Because even in the beginning, I was kind of scared to do it.
We're on religion, and Gamer Girl in particular likes this topic. So let's go with this a minute, because you just got something inside me to wake up. Now that you told me that, what were you before you were a Christian?
Okay. When I started,
What
well,
did you go through?
I was the seventh of 9 kids.
Right.
Okay, and I grew up very independently. I owned business very young.
Right.
I was very sexually active. And at the time, I was seeing the assistant to the Board of Education of New York City. His name was Larry Sanders.
His name was Romain Dalaman.
And he was about 10 years old, 10 years older than me. And we had a wonderful time. And then, of course, I always had a job. Now, I owned stores.
How old were you? He was 10 years older. How old were you? About 20?
Yeah, about 19, 20.
Okay, so he was 29.
He was about 29 and I was 19.
Okay.
And we met. Anyway, so he was the assistant chancellor for New York City.
Right.
That's who was my boyfriend. And then from there, I started, of course, I was working in hotels, running small departments during that era.
Right.
So when I saw this guy, my friend,
Uh-huh.
who I barely recognized up until when I realized who he was,
Right.
and he looked creepy. He looked like we would have beat the shit out of me had I went up to him,
Right.
honestly.
Right.
And I was already in my 20s. I was probably around 28, 25. I became a Christian at 29.
So wait. So what were you in those 10 years you were seeing this guy from the Board of Education? Because you said you were around 19, 20 when you were seeing this other guy.
Yeah, I was gay.
So before,
and
no, but
living
what
that
was your?
lifestyle.
You had no religion. I mean, you had no religion.
I always did.
You were an atheist? No. Well, what do you mean then you turned Christian?
I
don't
always,
get-
because I became more committed to it.
Well, okay, you always were a Christian. You just
Yeah,
you
always
just
was a
did, you
Christian.
just didn't
Absolutely.
you just didn't practice it.
And let me just say this. I got into a religion called Santeria.
Right.
Now, I did that for money. I got a very colorful history. God and Anthony, I swear to you, if you only knew my history.
Irvin, a colorful history? No.
No.
No, not at all.
So I decided, I used to own a place on Church Avenue in Brooklyn, which has history also with the Korean boycott. It was all over the news, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, during that time, I did something that I never did before, which was I switched religion. And I did Santeria. So they did the whole thing. I looked like the Pillsbury Doughboy. They dress you all up in white.
Yeah.
And then they kill this chicken and put the blood like on
yeah.
your head and
Yeah,
all
I've
that
seen-
shit.
I've seen
and
pictures
throw you in a
of
corner
that stuff, yeah.
and sleep for it. I
seen
did
movies,
that.
yeah.
I did that.
Wow. So they threw chicken
yeah.
blood on you.
So, and that chicken blood
Yeah,
was
like, what
weird.
Now
No.
we know why he turned out the way he turned out, Ed. I mean, shit, the guy was doused in chicken blood at a young age.
Yeah. And so they
He was
sat
in
in
the
the
damn
corner.
voodoo, man.
Yeah.
Is Lisa Bonet around?
Well, what happened
Santeria.
Yes.
Santeria.
What happened was that whole shit caused me more like terminal, like my belief system went all over
You
the
should
place.
go back to that
Yeah,
religion.
Well,
Imagine
there's
how the
always
hell
a
you-
purpose.
that would
for
explain.
Imagine how the hell you would scare this city if you went out and told everybody you were
With
back to
beads
that
on
religion.
and shit.
Yeah.
Hey, who's going to Elton John tonight?
Not us. Urban was going to way back.
Going
remember?
where?
The Elton John concert tonight.
You know anyone with
You
some
got it.
tickets?
Yeah.
I see
That's
one-
why I
one
wanted to
ticket
stop
available
off
on
check.
Facebook.
That's why I wanted to go to Tarot.
Tammy
dude.
Spires has it.
Who?
One
She's
ticket.
selling it or she's going?
Yeah, the person who has it, the daughter, something's going on, so they can't
Yeah.
go to the concert.
Well, anyway, back
You'll
to
be sitting with her.
back
With Tammy.
back to Santa. Well, Tammy may be okay. Tammy's comment yesterday wasn't bad. She's entitled. She said that she's all for someone standing up for saying stuff. She just didn't think it was appropriate for me to do it.
She
at that
doesn't
time.
like my Obama posts.
Yeah, well, a lot of people don't like. A lot of people don't.
Speaking
like
of,
that. You've had a lot of
do
people.
you have
say
any
that.
Elton John songs to play for this? For the
Yeah, and
No, because then I have to go through and edit all that stuff out before I can post it.
God, everything's always.
I was trying.
Well, what was the
I was-
last song you just played? That wasn't a
That was
local.
local.
Oh, that was local.
Yeah, I was trying to
I thought that
send
was
you.
Creed or
I was
something.
trying to send you.
Yeah, it takes me 4 hours to splice.
He's trying to send you something.
I was trying to, but just taking forever. I was trying to send "I'm Still Standing."
Oh, that's a perfect
Okay,
song.
back to you.
Out, man. It
Back
takes
to
me
you,
4
Irvin,
hours
because
to
they
do it.
jumped all over
If I
here.
play-
And what about the YouTube video
one
that
song?
I got?
Back to this
That's right.
Santeria
And
stuff. I
gotta
want to
edit
hear
it
about
out before I
this.
can Put it on YouTube.
We jumped back to
YouTube
Elton
will
John.
flag it and cut the video.
Oh, I mean, well, it's not really. Well, I mean, this is from my
Guys,
collection.
can you guys have your
from
Elton
my
John
iTunes
conversation
collection.
after we hear about Irvin
Doesn't matter,
Santeria?
It's copyright.
Oh,
It's a copyright infringement.
okay.
Copyright infringement is why they won't let me do it.
How about we go to break with us singing a version of Elton John's song?
Yeah, I'm
We'll,
still
we'll
standing.
sing it, okay? And that way you can play.
Hey,
Back to
Ed.
this topic. Back to this topic. So I want to hear about this. So you were doused in chicken blood.
Not doused.
Well, sprinkled.
No,
Painted.
it's not sprinkled
Painted.
either.
Painted.
What they do is no, not
I want to
painted.
hear about this. Go.
What they do is sit you there. You got to look down. You got to be kind of in
And
prostate.
you're all in white.
Right, and then your legs are like this, and you're just sitting there.
Yes.
And they come with the chicken
Yes.
and the head of it.
Yes.
They chop the head off.
Right
And
there,
then they
a
go
live
and
chicken
they put
right
it on
in
your
front
head.
of you. A live chicken or a
Well,
dead
it's
chicken?
dead now, but
No,
the
but is it
blood.
alive when they cut the head off?
Yes.
Wow.
And then they put it here.
The head or the body?
They put it here.
Uh-huh.
That's the head.
Yeah.
The shoulders. The legs.
What's that symbolize?
The bottom of the legs.
Uh-huh.
And the back of the neck.
Wow.
You guys want to do the karaoke version?
Yeah. That's cool. That's cool.
Good.
So, what do those spots symbolize?
They're points in your body that they're
pressure
supposed
points
to be
or
covered.
spiritual
Yeah,
points?
yeah, spiritual.
Did that freak you out? How old are you?
No, it
How
was
old were you?
warm blood. It
How
was
old were
weird.
you?
I was about 20.
Oh, it was later in life. I thought you were going to say you were like
No, I was
12
about 20,
or 13 or something.
3.
23. Wow.
24. Yeah, I was, anyway, so, and I was, part owner of a store, and, that was part of the reason, was to try to win more business. But anyway, so they did that.
So you did it for the wrong reason.
I did it for the wrong
You
reason.
admit.
And it was my mother who said, well, son, the biggest sacrifice, because I was thinking the chicken sacrifice, and my mother said the biggest sacrifice has already been given. I said, oh? She said, Jesus was enough, you don't need a chicken. So that just ended everything.
Which came first, the
I said
chicken
it
or
makes
Jesus?
sense.
Mm-hmm.
And, but I'm glad I did it because it also...
Oh, it makes for an interesting point in your life. I didn't know that about you. I did not know you went through that. That's cool. That's cool. I've heard very little about that whole religion and that whole ritual.
And it really
And
is
that's why I
about
was
believing in
curious.
the dead. Like even today.
Curious about what that symbolized.
Well, and check this out. It still permeates my life in some way. We were in the park, right?
Yes.
And you bought me lunch, which, by the way, was beautiful. The Cali Club.
Oh, you're talking about the Greek, the roasted 2 days ago. when I
Yeah,
brought
2
you
days
lunch.
ago.
Yes.
So at the end of my sandwich, there's a little bite left. And a little bit of chips. And I stopped.
Right.
Now, why do I do that? Because the rest is supposed to go to the dead. You got to honor the dead. So you take that and give that food to the dead.
Yeah.
Which is throw it away. Don't eat it. And so I did it there in the park, too. The only difference was
So you
that I
never finished
also
a meal.
left.
You
I
never-
also left the carton there.
You never finish a meal. Never.
Especially when I'm outside.
Really.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's one of the reasons people always leave the crust of pizza behind. A lot of people don't eat the crust
Nah,
of
they
pizza.
just don't
They
like
just don't
it.
like the crust.
They just
Sometimes
don't
the
like it.
crust could be
Because
really
I
boring.
always wonder why the hell people leave the crust. I eat the whole pizza.
Is
unless I
that
get
for
full.
real or was that an act?
What?
Never mind.
What?
No, I was just
No, he was going.
No, he was stretching. Or
no
something.
stretching. I had a
Oh,
little.
yeah.
What are
I
the
know.
chatters saying? I mean,
I
can't
thought he
see
was
either
like
chatter
morphing
boards on
into
your two
Superman.
Facebook pages.
I was getting.
I definitely
Oh,
wouldn't
see,
have
they're
a
all
bet.
talking about this, Herb. Let's go back. These guys, the chatters love what we're talking about here. We got 26 viewers, 23 chatters. Okay, yeah, we got to get these people
It
involved
says,
more.
don't forget your Gamer Girl says, well, I went out with them for a cult to me, a voodoo cult.
Yeah, it sounds like Bean 52 sounds like a cult to me. Yeah, I thought voodoo too, Bean.
Then it says, I went out for went with them for a night of drinking, and they all started walking around in the moonlight naked. I was kind of over it.
Go back up, Gamer Girl. What is it? Wait.
Oh, I'm loving this.
Yeah, Bears, it's definitely weird, but I don't think they practice right. I'm sure. Okay, what are you talking about? Go up. Gamer Girl's probably talking about some kind of satanic
That is surreal
group
to
or
you,
something.
Derek. Yeah.
They make spells, walk naked in gardens, hug trees and shit. What are you talking about? Like Wiccans? They say they're New Age.
Official, I used to do Wicca in that religion is interesting, but bad things start to happen to you.
Yeah, it's true.
All my friends, yeah, they are talking about Wiccans. Yeah, I dated a Wiccan girl for a short time in the
Movie The
early
Craft.
90s. Yeah.
It says now you see I want to leave. Now you see why I want to leave Jersey.
Oh, so Gamer Girl, you're around a lot of those people that are just kind of posing, right? Is what you're saying. They're posing. Posing.
Right.
Crom says, sounds like a money shot with chicken blood.
Ew. Is there a ghost behind me, Scoop? Ew.
That was good. This piece
See,
is awesome.
no, you see, Gamer Girl is a good point, the opposite of what they're trying to do in England. She says, I went out with a group of people, they were drinking, they got naked, and she goes, I'm over it. Gamer Girl says, give me the one best friend. To hang out night. Don't put me with the group of people. See? Point made, gamer girl. Thank you. See, Saibuki? We don't need all this, like, take your one friend away from you shit.
Being 52 says, Herb got news for you. The dead don't eat.
That's right.
They're on a real strict diet plan.
Unless you're the Walking Dead. I guess you can eat that.
Yeah.
Right? Let's go ask your buddy Irony if the dead eat. The Walking Dead.
Want me to go grab one?
Yeah.
Good.
Oh, those around here really try to eat.
One of those walkers?
They try to eat for sure.
Oh, by the way, most traditions is before you take a sip, you throw a little out, say for the dead, and then drink. They're supposed to come first.
Graybeard comes in with Yahweh is not the only God, and certainly not Yahweh. Okay, it's not the only God, and certainly not the first one. No way, Jose says it's magic. Change one letter, still read the word magic. Take one letter away, and it's magi.
Mm-hmm.
The magi.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby. It's 26
by the way,
viewers.
Anthony, you notice something?
Yeah, you look like a guy from Star Trek.
Yes.
What the
Look
fuck
like
is that?
This is going to stay this
Well,
way?
finally it works.
a chain smoking Borg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A chain smoking Borg.
Resistance is futile, baby.
Yeah, baby.
He's not data. He's cancer. C-A-N-C-A. He's not data. He's cancer.
Let me tell you something.
Lieutenant Cancer, come to the bridge.
Imitation is a form of flattery. Of course,
Yeah.
it depends on who's doing it.
Imitation's also sometimes very shitty. Especially when the imitation's bad.
Yeah.
You mean like
What do
making
you think his
remakes?
version of me was?
Yeah. Like we were talking about bad music. You know, when these bands come out trying to emulate the good bands that break through, and then you have every one of these other wannabe bands that try to sound like
Yeah, kind of like the R&B that I used to listen to back in the 70s and 80s. I mean, I was listening on the way up here. I was listening to New Edition song.
It looks like we're frozen, dude.
Yeah, I'll refresh it.
Are we
It
frozen?
kind of looked like. It looks like there was I was listening to.
And I'm frozen.
I was listening to Any Heartbreak on the radio, and it was one of the.
What is that song? R. Kelly song?
No, New Edition.
I'm sorry.
And it was one of
And somebody covered it?
No, it was from the album version of it, the Heartbreak album that came out actually 25 years ago. This upcoming summer. This upcoming summer.
You loved New Edition, didn't you?
Yeah,
Yeah. See, I wasn't that much
because
into
they kind of remind me of the Jackson
I
Five.
can't help it. It's do the same thing you did the other day.
Yeah.
They were
We're on though, right?
Yeah.
Who is this?
He's talking about New Edition, the band, the group, the singing group.
Not
New
to be
Edition.
They were. Well, even Justin Timberlake today looks like Michael Jackson. If you
I don't know
look
if
at
he
those,
looks like him.
I mean, the influence has been.
Well, obviously influenced
He's
when he had his
influenced.
hair.
He's influenced, but I don't know if he looks like him.
I don't know.
No, that's what you know what I mean. His
Right.
influence looks like
His
Michael Jackson.
influences-
How's that?
Influences
That a better way of saying
dancing
it?
mannerisms. Yeah, I can see that. And so is Usher and Justin Bieber.
Well, Usher's
yeah.
blatant about it.
Oh yeah, definitely blatant.
And so was Chris Brown. Didn't he cry like a baby on stage?
I can't stand.
Well, yeah,
I can't stand
well, yeah,
Usher,
because-
Chris
because he,
Brown. I can't stand those guys.
he cried
I
because
miss
he was,
Michael.
because
I
they
can't
had.
beat the shit out of him, that skinny bastard.
Well, he was
Makes
crying.
more
He was
money
crying
than me.
because the last time they talked to each other was just
Just before he died.
just before
Is that
he
what
died.
he claims? Okay.
Yeah, because it was like they were on their way. Actually, Rihanna and Chris Brown was on their way to the
Hey,
Grammys.
wait a second. Did you hear the one about Rihanna and Chris Brown?
What?
Damn, I forgot the punchline.
Ed just had to bring out that joke.
So you can.
That was great.
Okay.
Hey, that was good.
I don't know about great.
Well, not really.
Go ahead, Derek.
I switch back. I'm a flip-flopper. I say great, good.
Go ahead, because after
But
Derek's
think about
finished, I want to address Graybeard.
But the thing about New Edition, I really like them because they reminded me of Jackson 5, back in the 70s, and they were 80s, and they were guys my age, or at least close to it. And we used to my friends and I used to dress up as New Edition.
And be New Edition.
Yeah,
Which one were you?
I was
Bobby Brown?
usually Ricky.
Ricky!
Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky,
Ricky
and
and
Mike.
Mike?
If I look the girl, who cares who you like? Yeah, and we used to have those.
Who was
hotel
your big
shows.
skillet? Or he wasn't involved?
He wasn't involved.
Oh, okay.
I didn't meet him until in college.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was a.
That's funny. I want to see old pictures of Derek and his buddies acting like New Edition.
Yeah, I
Put
got
that
a
shit
couple
up on
of
Facebook.
That would be cool. I think I have a few already. It's just that, but I kind of hate it because I had one of those Kodak disc cameras, and those are like the 8-track of like instant camera.
Yeah, but once those
You know?
pictures are made, they're made. They're forever if you take care of them.
Yeah, you take care
still
of
have the picture.
Yeah, I still have the
regardless of
pictures,
what
and
camera.
I scan them. But the thing is about Kodak disc cameras. I mean, they're like a notch below those disposable 35
Oh, really?
millimeter.
They're that bad?
Yeah, they're
I
real.
didn't know- I didn't
The
know
thing
that.
is that they're really grainy. They're very, very grainy.
I
when
might
you-
give it a cool look though. All right, let's switch real quick. Graybeard's back on because I want to see if what you have to say about this, Irvin and Derek, since you guys are the religious-based ones here. He says the first 5 books of the Bible come from previous religions, especially Sumerian and the Anunnaki. What you guys say, Irvin? You think that's true? You agree with that, or do you not know what the hell Graybeard's talking
Say
about?
it again. Read it again.
Graybeard says the first 5 books of the Bible, I guess meaning the King James Bible, comes from previous religions, especially Sumerian and Anunnaki.
That's true.
That's true.
And part of my
Because-
ignorance,
because
what the hell's
Sum-
Anunnaki? I know the Sumerian, but
Yeah,
what the hell's
Sumerian.
Anunnaki?
Well, I'm not too familiar. I may have to look that up, but I know Sumerian. They're talking about ancient Sumer, or where the Fertile Crescent would be,
Right.
where near Turkey.
I don't know what Anunnaki is though.
That's, I mean, that's pretty much right.
Imitation creator, planet murder, child murder, bioterrorist, and it's all recorded in the Bible.
Yep. And some other good stuff.
Gamer girl, I kind of with you. I thought Michael Jackson was kind of overrated too. Now there are Michael Jackson songs I like. Don't get me wrong. I think he had some good songs. Some of his songs I did like, but I just didn't. He just wasn't my kind of music either. My sister now.
Michael Jackson.
My sister loved him. My sister
You
had
are
his.
out there.
I didn't.
The
follow
only guy in
it
the
to
history of the world not to like Michael
That's
Jackson.
not true. That's not true at all. That's not true. And it's not that I didn't like him. There's some good songs. I like Dirty Diana. That was a good song. There was some songs of his I like. I didn't go buy his stuff.
You like the creepy Michael Jackson songs, like
Kinda. I guess so. I guess
Yeah.
so. I just never bought his stuff. My sister had a couple of his albums. Thriller, Off the Wall. Those were sitting around the house. But I just was not a big Michael. I thought he was sort of overrated too, in the sense of how big of a pedestal they put him on.
But you gotta admit though, most of the reason why you got a pedestal because he filled that void of people who, if you realize all the people who are on the Ed Sullivan Show, whether they're living or not, particularly like Bill Cosby, he's probably one of the remaining few that are still alive. Most of the people who are on Ed Sullivan Show are basically superstars beyond the ones that are on now. I mean, they've been stars and will be. Because there hasn't been a show like the Ed Sullivan Show to
Right.
have people for people to catapult into stardom, superstardom, megastardom, just like they had. I mean, because Jackson 5, and particularly Michael, were one of the last groups to actually be immortalized on the Ed Sullivan Show.
What year was that, Derek?
1972. I think that was like his
70.
final
Okay.
season he was on television.
Good deal.
And I mean, Elvis, he was on there. He's an icon. Everyone who's been on on Ed Sullivan Show is basically an icon. You have
The Doors.
the Doors. You have especially the Beatles and the Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
And pretty much.
But
yeah.
I understand that completely.
Richard Pryor, George
I
Carlin, as
underst-
far as comics.
Yeah, I understand that completely, and I can even see why people do like Michael Jackson. He's got catchy songs. I can see that. He's an entertainer. He
Well,
dances a
and
lot.
he's good. He's
But
just good.
but
dude.
it's not. You gotta see where I'm coming
Just
from.
good.
It wasn't really my type of music.
I
You have to grow up in that type of music.
Well,
And that's my
I can
thing,
hear
is
the
it's
kind
not-
of music you grew up in.
You
It's
know,
all good, but
Yeah.
It's
it was
to
just
tell you the
a
truth,
bunch of white boys. If the song is in rock, then
That's not
I
true.
don't like it.
That's not true. No. I do like a lot of black music and art. I mean, hell, I like.
You
See,
like
I was
Public
more
Enemy.
like
I
don't
like
give a
Public
shit
Enemy.
who plays.
I grew up with my brother bringing in the original rap stuff. Sugar
Yeah.
Hill Gang, Houdini. No, there's black music I like. He'll say it. He'll give us the thumb or the finger.
Good.
All right, we're back. Sorry about that. Ed rebooted us. We don't know what happened because the weather's great out there. I don't mean, usually the weather screws with us, but
Who knows?
Ed just said.
Ever since they hooked up the damn
I'm
tax
still
place,
not.
I've been having problems.
Oh, that's true. They're
We
linked.
never have
They're
problems
linked
with
into you
tax
guys,
codes.
right? They're linked into
Well,
you
I'm
I'm
guys.
still
saying-
not.
Refresh, Irvin. Refresh. What if you got to refresh?
There's no refresh button.
Yeah, there is. Or Derek.
Yeah, you guys are back now.
But anyway, so we're back. We're talking about music real quick here. Irvin was saying I only like rock music. I disputed that. Said that's not true. No, there's a lot of music I like. I like all kinds of music. And like I said, there are some Michael Jackson songs I like. Don't get me wrong. Mm-hmm. I love, one of his better songs, but it was actually Jackson 5. It wasn't him alone. One of his better songs to me, and I did used to have the 45 single to this record, was State of Shock that they did with Mick Jagger. Remember that song? Yeah. That was a good song, but that was considered Jackson 5 and Mick Jagger. Because that was when they did the Victory Tour. Mm-hmm. That was a good song. But I like all kinds of music, Irvin. It's just like Gamer Girl said. I'm not just all crazy gaga about Michael Jackson. I wasn't.
All right, can we move on?
Let's move on. Yes. We'll bring it up. Do some stories. You got some more stories? Derek's got a story in a minute here that kind of reflects what I did.
Yeah, you know what? Wait a minute. You and I are always talking.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm pretty much here. I'm just rebooting and stuff.
He can't talk about a story until it reboots.
Yeah.
Oh. So any story. Come up with something.
But I was just saying, going back to not exactly Michael Jackson, but I was listening to, New Edition song "Any Heartbreak," which is the album, the title cut of the album. And I just kept thinking, man, it's just a shame that they didn't get nominated for a Grammy. They were just overshadowed by those charlatans, Milli Vanilli.
Is the music dated though? That's the question.
But the thing is, there's not good R&B music now. Especially love songs. You can't even call the love songs.
A lot of the music now is bad.
It's just really bad.
Not just in the R&B genre,
but just all across the board in general.
A lot of music sucks.
Definitely in general, but particularly the love songs now. You can't even call them love ballads. They're just more like bitch and complain ballads.
Skeet, 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 skeet.
You better fall in love with me, motherfucker, before I bust the windows at your car.
Wow.
You better love me.
That was you, Derek.
Well, not me, but I was just saying,
Yeah.
You actually, the ladies, do you actually think some guy's gonna go home to that? I bust the windows at your car.
Wow.
And now you'll put me seeing stars no. Yeah.
Speaking of Tiger Woods, how's he doing with that? Speaking of Tiger Woods, how's he doing with that new girl?
Oh, no, you tell me.
But anyway, Derek Barrett's going to pull up a couple stories here. He's just getting booted.
Yes, there was a story. Yeah.
Here's something that sounds very familiar.
Warms the cockles of Ant's heart.
I want to find out what this guy was talking about. Okay.
Says,
and look, he's kind of wearing a Derek Barrett hat.
Oh, yeah. There's a man that's charged as Kansas City mayor during a State of City address. I wonder who that got that from.
Familiar. Go ahead.
Kansas City, Missouri.
That's a connection, Anthony.
Yes. A man charged Kansas City Mayor Sly James during his
Look, and I just mentioned that I like Sly and the Family Stone, and the guy's name is Sly James.
Yeah.
That's a horrible politician name.
Your name is
Sly. You're not trusted already. Come on, you do not want to be named Sly and be a politician.
Yeah.
He is sly as a fox.
That's like having a preacher named Creflo Dollar.
That's right. That's right.
Nice.
That's right.
Or a pedophile preacher named Eddie Long.
That's like having a prostitute named Krabs.
No. Molly Crabs.
Okay.
Ooh, we on fire.
Here we go. Sly James.
Yes. A man charged Kansas City Mayor Sly.
The shit that makes you guys laugh is stupid.
Well, we're stupid. Let's go.
Well, we're not stupid.
Well,
we're far from stupid.
Let the black man talk.
Thank you.
You know what happens if you don't let the black man talk, Irvin?
They get angry?
That's right.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Bird shit
That's
down.
my first.
No.
Let the black man back.
That's right. Go.
Thank you. A man charged Kansas City Mayor Sly
That
James.
was the Jewish guy, by the way.
Okay.
Come on, Irvin.
A man charged Kansas City Mayor Sly James during a State of the City address and verbally assaulted him. Kansas City police officer Marion Bowie, who was one of James' protection officers, grabbed the man and shoved him off stage. During the address at the Gym Theater, James was extolling Kansas City's virtues in the All-Star game in Kansas City last year. He had just made a joke about Raquel Welch when the man charged James and grabbed the microphone. This man just got through talking about exactly what the bleep he ain't bleeping deal, the man said while grabbing the microphone and pounding the podium. As Bowie grabbed the man, the suspect yelled an expletive and told the man to get his hands off of him. James' second protection officer, mayoral aide Gennaro Ruiz, and others then rushed the man and continued to shove him off stage. James stared off stage at the altercation when he turned back to the podium. James said, "Well, that was unfortunate." He drew applause. "It's unfortunate that we have people who feel somehow we have left them behind. I don't blame him for whatever feelings he wanted to express. I do have a small problem with the method," he said to laughter and applause. "But no system is perfect, no city is perfect. He must be open to the concepts and issues and complaints." He's not very nice, I guess.
He's not kind. You
He's
guys
not
keep
kind.
misquoting the mayor and
He's
me.
not kind.
He said kind.
Go up to that picture.
He said kind.
Okay, doesn't that look like?
No, it doesn't look like me.
It looks like Wayne.
It doesn't.
It looks like it's staged, and
I don't
it
know if it
looks
looks
like
staged.
some black play like "Having It Hard in the City" by
some
Derek Barrett. Look,
Yeah.
But you know what I don't like?
that's a play right there. That's a freaking postcard, dude.
But you know what I don't like?
That's a snippet in
You know
life.
what I don't like?
uh-huh.
It's kind of weird, and it's the way the media does this to portray the black person.
Uh-huh.
They're gonna jump on showing the black man doing this,
Right.
Right? They're not
With
gonna
this
jump on
picture
showing
of
the
the
white
old man
guy
looking
doing
at the
this to
guy.
the
Yes.
world, right?
Exactly,
Again, I would
because
be
we're
pissed
supposed to be more
off.
negative,
That's
yeah.
right. That's right. They're
Look at
gonna
that
show,
picture. Go back up.
Why the hell?
Look at that.
I'm
It's
gonna go
so
ahead and toot my own
staged.
horn.
That
Why
is
the hell are they
completely
not
freaking
talking about
staged.
making Georgia and me doing this shit? Because I'm the white guy.
Yeah.
They want to show the black
a
guy.
white
doing
guy in a pink
it.
coat.
In a pink coat.
Yeah. That's not medicine.
That's not medicine. This guy right
They
here,
should have
this
had-
guy's really too calm and sweet, really. He used words like kind.
Not explicit expletives like fuck. What the fuck you doing, motherfucker?
You ain't that motherfucking cow, motherfucking man.
No, the guy has a point. I agree with this guy. What day did this happen? What day did this guy do this?
I guess I want to say
Did he do it before me or after me?
it must have been
If he
yesterday.
If he did it after me, he's an Anthony Harris wannabe.
In Kansas City.
In Kansas City, Missouri.
Well, I don't know. Maybe it would have been the same time though, because they're in a much
That's
earlier
true.
time slot.
You know
That's
what
true.
I think?
More power.
I think America would get fucking tired of the bullshit, and more people are starting to do what you did.
That's true. Well, no, but it's been going on for
You think
years.
Megan's the only corrupt city in the freaking?
No, but also this is going on for years. People have been doing this to mayors for decades. I guarantee people have been running up on stage shouting shit and getting because this guy's right too for what he said. I don't know what's going on in Kansas City, but I guarantee the guy has a point, and he should have gone up there and said that. Because this guy, he's basically saying, go back up, Derek. He said something like, "This motherfucker's up here talking about some shit that don't matter." And yeah, he goes, "This man just got through talking about exactly what the fuck he ain't."
Fucking
Whatever the
hell.
hell that means. But basically he's saying,
Translate that for me.
he's saying the point that
This man just got through talking exactly what the fuck he ain't fucking dealing with.
Hey,
That
Anthony,
doesn't- yeah.
remember yesterday? Anthony,
Fucking hell.
remember yesterday in the City Hall thing?
Yeah.
You had that black guy making people laugh. What the hell was he saying?
Which black guy? There were a few of them.
The one that went up and everybody was talking about. I'm not trying to make a joke of
Oh,
this.
he addressed a couple of things. He went up there to talk about consolidation, and he basically was saying stuff like, "Some of you up there are going to be gone, and you should be gone." He was talking about the city council.
No
He
shit.
was saying shit like that.
I thought I was tough.
And then he went on to the Sammy Davis Jr. shooting, and basically made a point about that and that this shit's that being handled right. He was basically just giving him a hard time. It's just the way he said it. Some people thought was funny,
Yeah.
But that's the thing about it, Irvin. You should have been wearing that thing yesterday because you
I
would have
know,
heard better.
I know.
You didn't even know they called your name. I had to tap you on the shoulder and go, "Irvin, it's your turn." They called him to go up there, and he's just sitting there. I'm like, "Irvin,
No, that's good.
No, I mean I had to tell you, but you got to maybe you should have wore that thing. But.
Yeah, next
I'll
time.
just read.
It wasn't meant to be that way.
Sabuki says, because you gave in too easily. They lock your white ass up in jail.
No, I disagree. I didn't give in too easy. Shit, I didn't move at all when everybody fucking surrounded me. I had like 5 people surround me. I had women and then a white detective guy came up to me. And then I didn't start moving until the actual officers came, and one of the officers grabbed my arm and slowly started pulling me. But anyway.
Says, what do you... Coffee Guy's on it. Says, what do you think about panhandling with a sign at a major intersection?
I don't get what you're saying, Coffee Guy. Who's panhandling? Oh, you mean in general? Okay, you're not referring to us. Okay, I thought you were trying to insinuate that us on 3rd Street with signs is panhandling. No, because that's a major intersection downtown. No, I mean, I don't give a shit if they do that personally, Coffee Guy. What do you guys think? Are you guys against these people panhandling off of interstate exits? You know, that's against the law here. I don't think it's a big deal.
Well, it opens up the door to somebody getting mugged. And
no, it doesn't, because you're in your car. You're in your car. They're standing there with the sign going, "Hey, can you give me change?" If you roll your window down and drop a dime or something in their hand, what's the harm in that? What's the harm in that? Come on.
I mean, I don't have a problem. I just have to be just. I should be asking them if they have some money.
Yeah, you make more money than people that work.
That's my point. My point is, you have a choice in life. If you don't want to give money to those people, don't give them money.
But don't be hanging around on the road being a threat.
They're not a threat.
Go
standing there holding a cardboard sign that says, "Can you help me?"
Off the road.
You ever see how many of them cut through the traffic to this next lane and
What are
shit
you
like
doing
that?
on the road?
I always see them just standing there.
Go get a job. Or
I
do
can't
something.
believe you guys are against those people on the side of the road. I don't care.
Yeah, I am.
I just ignore them.
I think we need to do a show out there one day.
I ignore them. I mean, that's what I do. If I don't want to talk to them or give them money, I ignore them. I'm in a car. What the hell are they going to do?
Next thing you know, they pull out a bat and smash your window.
Oh, shit. Those people aren't pulling out bats. Those people are just sitting there.
We have a treat for break, too. We're going to have Derek Barrett doing his best Carlton Banks imitation.
I thought we were supposed to sing the karaoke "I'm Still Standing."
We'll have it.
Okay.
This is going to be better.
Better.
Please stick with us on the Morning Roast. We're going to go on our last break.
Your brother's on.
It is 10:01 a.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time in Macon, Georgia. It is the first day of spring, March 20th, 2013. It is now 47 degrees outside of Macon, Georgia. Sunny with a high of 64.
Bringing forward.
And a low of 35. We'll be
man.
right back. More to go. You're looking at watching the Morning Roast live from the Nut House in Macon, Georgia.
Trying to get ready for later.
Yeah, we got to head out as soon as the show's over, man.
Yes,
I got
we're,
another stop to make.
This is Derek Barrett here, along with Anthony Harris, Irving Martinez, and Ed Einbinder, the producer, the Nerd Center controller.
That's right. And we welcome and thank all of our chatters and viewers.
Yes.
Without you guys, this would not be
Possible.
anywhere near as fun. It'd be possible. It'd just be us sitting there
would be
alone
fun.
doing it for nothing. For nobody.
Yeah.
So,
It's
but it's
40,
very appreciated.
It's 47 degrees outside of Macon, Georgia, with a high of 64 and a low of 35.
Coffee Guy.
Mm-hmm.
Coffee Guy, you should have come to Atlanta. You know, this past weekend, Mike, I did Spider-Man at the auto show. This time I was Spider-Man Saturday, Sunday. We had Thor also. Thor was there, so there was Thor and Spider-Man and Scooby-Doo. But you should have come out to the auto show, like you did last year when I was
Boy,
doing it.
they're going off that story in Kansas City about the guy, and you have so much in common. It says, Bean says, don't pick up the soap, Aunt.
Well, that was from the pictures that Ed put up.
Hey,
Yeah.
look at the story I just sent you. Read that one about the new jobs.
Oh, yes, okay. Here's a new job, brand new breaking news.
Wait, well, actually, not breaking, but let's take this back. This is more of an update because you actually mentioned we talked about this on this show a couple of weeks ago.
Oh,
Well,
Yeah.
some people don't remember, so they
I know.
don't redo it.
I know he's
Well,
he do it.
there's
I'm just saying.
the third movie
Let
that
him
we
toot his horn.
the third major motion picture being filmed in Macon in 2 years. Need for Speed will be filming pretty soon. I think late April next month. Which is also going to be the same month, next month, the world premiere of the movie 42, which was partially filmed here.
A lot of it was filmed
last
here.
year.
A lot of it was filmed here.
Yes, that's supposed to, according to what I've heard, is supposed to premiere on April the 12th next month. So definitely come and check it out, please. And in the news, talking about this, a new movie studio along I-16 Interstate 6 will add 1,200 jobs. The Effingham County.
F that.
Effingham County Industrial Industrial Development Authority gave approval to move forward with plans for Mediant Studios Incorporated to build a $90 million movie studio.
Wow.
The Savannah Morning News reports that Mediant is a global film production and distribution company with a strong presence in India and North America, and the Georgia facility will add 1,200 jobs. The Savannah paper reported the campus will be built on property owned by the Industrial Authority along Interstate 16, I-16. It will be environmentally friendly with no carbon-producing vehicles and with healthcare, daycare, and schooling for workers and their families. According to the paper, the site is near Savannah, which is in bordering Chatham County.
Yes.
Effingham beat out New York and Pennsylvania for the project, and
Bam!
and in Georgia,
Take that.
knocked off Savannah and Atlanta.
Mother effins.
Yes. Knocked off Savannah and Atlanta, said Manu Kumaran, the company's
Wait a
chairman.
minute. Town, Anna, Savannah, Banana, what are you saying?
Bovana.
It knocked Atlanta and Savannah out of the competition.
Yes.
Damn
Savannah and
Effingham
Atlanta.
beat, and then not only that, they beat out New York.
Yes.
Take that, Yankee.
In Pennsylvania,
That's right.
said Manu Kumaran, the company's
You know what's going to
chairman.
happen? I mean,
Yes.
this is even more of a death knell for Macon. Mm-hmm. This is.
Why?
Because a lot of people, I guarantee you some people that we know on a personal level are going to move that way and put in applications. I guarantee it. I guarantee right now, and I haven't even talked to the guy lately, I guarantee people like Will Grammer is probably seriously thinking, my buddy Will Grammer, who
Yes.
does a great job, and he should, because the guy is good at what he does. He's good with editing. He's good with special effects. The guy has, college
Just like
education.
this guy is good at what he does.
But what I'm saying, but the difference is I'm saying this, is that it would not surprise me if people like Will Grammer decides, look, I'm going to send my resume. And I guarantee if they accept him, his ass is moving that way. He's not going to turn it down. And not only him, and all that's going to do is pull more people out of Macon and the other areas, because they're going to be like, damn, 1,200 jobs. Man, they're hiring 1,200 people. Hell, Derek, I'm assuming you're sending a resume, right?
Oh, yes.
You think you're going to send a resume?
Oh, yeah. Is the Pope County?
And you would
Yeah.
move, right, in a minute. Because
Yes.
you definitely would not be traveling every morning to work from here
he
to
would move for a
Savannah.
while, but
No, he would move now. I guarantee these people, they're not going to
Here's the
travel.
thing
They're not going
about-
to travel 3 hours to work every day.
Look,
and back.
here's the thing about what we got
6
here in
hours.
Georgia that people are unaware of, okay? Is that it has a good, thriving, somewhat low heartbeat, but still there, a bunch of really good entertainment type people. The bands, you guys. We got our own little clique already going on. Now, let me explain this.
Tell the audience.
Better to
Roslyn.
sell our city because our city still has a culture. I think that once we get past all this Junebug shit,
Yeah.
there will be a fostering, and I think that I'm hoping to be part of that, which will be to celebrate, but on levels that nobody's doing. And it's not going to be Terrell, and it's not going to be 11th Hour, and it's not going to be any of that.
Oh, it's got to be beyond all that.
Well, but
gotta
it's
be
part of the
beyond.
show. It's
But-
part of it, of course.
Yeah, but it's got to be beyond all that.
Well, here's the thing. The show is part of it.
Right?
And so our show is the one that's going to be on the street. We're going to be like the Entertainment Tonight
Yes.
of Macon, Georgia, is what I want to be on this block show.
Well, I don't want to
Now,
be. I don't
when we
want to
go
be
out
that.
and interview.
But I don't want to be that cookie cutter. And that entertainment
Oh,
tonight.
yeah, where the hell am I, cookie cutter?
No, but entertainment
If you
tonight.
put a
is.
camera in front of me on that freaking street right now,
But
I'll
entertainment
perform
tonight.
like a bitch.
I don't want to be compared. I don't want to be compared to entertainment tonight. I mean, that shit's like
All
lame
right,
as hell.
all right.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that
Right.
our show.
I know what you mean.
And we're
I know
gonna
what
take the show. We gotta put a camera and strap a camera on you.
Right, but what we're saying of this,
We
Irvin,
gotta think bigger than
I know, but
just
Irvin,
block
but
TV.
Irvin, you don't think that people are not going to head that way and try to get this job?
What job?
The big movie
Those 1,200
studio
jobs.
that's open.
But yes,
Okay, and people from Macon are going to head
it's an
that way.
obvious question.
Right. So,
if you have gas money to get
no,
your ass
that's
up
my
there.
point. They're not going to live
not
in
gonna
Macon
commute.
and commute 3 hours
They're
there and
gonna
3
probably
hours
move.
back. Hell no. They're going to move closer to that building.
That's why they need to move down here.
Well, but my point is, it's going to take people out of this city even more. The city's already losing people, right? It's going to pull them away even
They're not
more.
getting shot.
Exactly.
What do you think personally that what would save the entertainment industry here in Macon?
Part of what I put on my
Not
little...
just filming. I'll say this: part of not only just filming.
It's
in
much
Macon,
bigger than film. It's much
you,
bigger than
you
film.
basically just got to have the business, the studio here in Macon.
Or
So,
nearby.
yeah,
Not
nearby.
necessarily Macon. If it's in Perry, which is 30 minutes away,
Perry
that's
or
fine.
Byron,
Yeah, Warren. I mean,
No, Macon.
no, but it would still do well for Macon if it was
defeats
nearby.
the purpose.
No. But use the base as an example. The base
Warner Robins there.
works a lot for Macon people because people that live in Macon work on the base.
Yeah.
It would be the same thing with the movie studio. If a movie studio was about 30 miles away, like the base is, it would still be a good effect for Macon. This is too far to really affect Macon.
Right.
This is down near Savannah. It's going to help Macon a little, but it's going to pull people out of Macon that are going to want to try to work there and get jobs there. I guarantee people we know that are trying to be in this business, if they get accepted, if they send their resume and they get a call back and get hired, they're not going to pass up on a chance for that. Guarantee it. They're going to say, "Bump Macon,
It's still
my ass
uprooting
is
your
out of
life.
here." I'm sorry. I don't
It's
even
still
Derek,
uprooting your
even
life,
Derek
though.
Barrett is not going to stay at this house he's got here if he gets a job with this company.
But
Derek
he's not going to
Barrett-
sell the
Derek-
house either.
Well, he doesn't have to sell it. He can rent it, put it up for rent. But I don't think Derek Barrett's staying here if these guys would hire Derek Barrett.
You got a point.
I wouldn't stay here if I was hired. Will Grammer wouldn't stay here. Joseph Lavender wouldn't stay here if he was hired.
Yes,
Everybody
you got a point.
around here that does this would not stay in Macon, Georgia if they were hired by this big studio. Guarantee it.
All right, so what's that big studio going to do?
Well, it says
He just read it.
it's for plans for media studios. I'm not too familiar with it. It says it has a strong presence in India and North America. And the thing is, if it's I guess according to the guy's name, the chief executive officer Manu Kumar, and he probably is Indian, says that they picked that particular place in Effingham because it's Savannah's weather and lifestyle were really big
And
draws.
also probably a great tax incentive.
Oh,
I mean,
yes.
we already know Georgia has a great tax incentive for filmmaking.
And plus, also, if anyone knows about this, India is the largest film company in. Well, they make more films in
they're
India
the
than any other.
Bollywood.
Bollywood, yeah, due to Bollywood, because they make 1,000 movies a year
Yeah.
in India.
And that's good for
So
them.
do you want to be in one of those 1,000 movies of India?
Shit, put Derek Barrett
Shit.
right around a bunch of them Indian women, boy. You think he goes
I
crazy
gotta
for the
hear his
Sinadoras? Watch how he acts
What's
in
your accent?
Bollywood.
You better come up with a good one. I want to hear your best Indian accent and put on like an Indian face.
Here we
Okay.
go. Read something over here. Don't read our Eat Your
Okay.
Words.
I'll read, let's see, Dangling Modifiers.
Dangling Modifiers. Fashion of the times from civilization.
Yes. Question. What does the typical teenage mall rat of the day have in common with the great noblemen of the Renaissance Europe? Answer, not much, except for the belief that the earrings just look uncool on a guy as on a girl. Distraught parents may be loath to admit it, but their son's earring has a far longer and more distinguishing fashion pedigree than that pair that chinos he won't wear.
There you
Anyway.
go.
Yeah,
Good.
baby. That was
If you didn't
freaking
catch
awesome.
a damn word Derek was saying, that article had to do with how men used to wear earrings all
It
the
was
time,
flawless,
way back
baby,
in the day.
flawless.
And it talks about Sir Walter Raleigh had earrings, and the Duke of Buckingham wore an earring. It's about men wearing earrings. Anyway, good job,
Thank you. Thank
And
you.
then that was beautiful. I don't
Thank
know
you
what
very
the hell
much,
that
yes.
was.
The bean says
That was
Mama lives,
Boondiva.
he lives.
Yes, he lives.
Official Gamer Girl says Indian women are beautiful. Yes, they are, because but that's a whole other story.
Bishop Gamer Girl says, why is it when people do an
I used to
Indian
get-
accent, it's
I used
hysterical?
to get stigmatized.
Yeah,
You thought I was stigmatized by
funny.
Latina women. I used to get stigmatized by Indian women back because I had like 4 or 5.
You're just stigmatized by women, Derek.
Well,
Yeah,
beautiful.
something's
Let's
going
go back
on.
to these guys.
Something's
Yurak.
going on with Derek.
Yurak says, Official Gamer Girl, we may have a house for you if Derek gets the job.
Oh, I love
wow.
it. Look at that.
Gamer Girl
Thanks,
can rent
Ed.
from
Nice
you,
pick.
Derek.
Yes.
Very nice, Ed.
Common
on.
Guy says, laughing inside with a very stoic look on my face. Coffee guy said that way
okay.
down there. You passed it.
In the content.
Oh, by the way,
Cybuki says Bollywood horror movies make me
Okay.
laugh. The monster appears as they all start dancing. Go, Irvin.
too much shit.
Oh my god, I need to show
Read some of these shadows. will you
Says
please?
Cybook says Bollywood horror movies make me laugh. The monster
Religious.
appears as they all start dancing. Seems to work in distracting said monster.
That's right.
Matter of fact, I would definitely. Oh my goodness, I would definitely. I need to bring that video that if they still have it on YouTube. It was basically it was a Bollywood film where they basically did a rip off of the Thriller video. It was just.
Really?
I
Wow.
need, if I can find it before the end of the show, I'll try to. Hopefully, it will be able to play it. But it is so funny. I saw it like 4 years ago. I couldn't stop laughing. It was like gut busting laughter.
Oh, by the way, Gamer Girl, why is it when people do Indian accent, it is hysterical?
I already said that.
And then Sabuki says, seems to work in distracting the monster.
He's Cybuki's referring to what he said earlier that we've already mentioned. You're a little behind on the time.
No, I'm not. I just saw it.
No,
So,
but
I'm bringing it back
Derek
up.
just brought it up, and that comment by Sabuki has to do with him saying Bollywood horror movies make me laugh. The monster appears as they start dancing.
I'm just reacting in my own way.
Derek is a nice guy, and women look at him like a friend and not a lover, says Three Bears. Plus, he comes across as shy at first.
Well, it takes a while for me to warm up on people.
That's what I was saying to Derek yesterday. Is that he has to have more of a game to it.
Ooh,
Not
this guy.
a tacky,
Yeah.
like creepy game.
He's
But he needs to.
he's nerdy.
I should have more swag. That's what
He's
I'm
a respectable guy in a
Yeah, he's
respectable
a
way.
nerd.
You know, nobody
A
wants
black
that player
nerd.
guy.
But he's
Guys,
a
when you
lovable
guys
black-
gonna have Chris
and
Payne back
don't
on?
mess with this guy. He'll kick your ass.
Yay! Look at that.
He can become the angry black man.
Gamer girl liked Chris Payne's appearance. She says, "Guys, when are you gonna have Chris Payne
He
back
says, I
on?"
miss my
Yeah,
Matthew
when?
McConaughey.
Yeah, we can anytime. Chris is fun.
Alright.
I'm going up to Atlanta with Chris Friday. We're going
Just
to see
make
that
sure
movie
you
we
set
were
it
in.
up with him.
Hey, he'll come sit in here with us. He can take my spot if I can't be here some days. He can take Derek's spot some days. We'll bring
I
back
have a
Chris
couple-
Payne.
yeah.
Bring the pain back.
You can take my spot.
Yeah, no.
I got
don't
some-
think he
I got
knows what to do there.
I got some more
You
news.
think we holler at you? We really holler at him.
Like, hey, why
Like,
we all
Chris,
there?
what the fuck are you doing?
You stupid ass.
Like, Chris, go do some extra work. Get the hell out of here.
No,
We got
this-
some more
this
story. I
would
got,
be, Chris, you redneck.
I got some more stories. This one, I got one from
This is the
Uric.
juicy one.
Uric Wildcat sent this one just
Thank
recently.
you, Special Agent Uric.
Yes, Macon City government takes role in police internal affair probes.
Here we go.
Yes, the Macon City Council passed an ordinance 15-0 Tuesday night last night, giving the city government a role in police internal affairs investigations.
Clean sweep.
Unless-
Nobody said no.
Unless the mayor vetoes the ordinance, the city's chief administrative officer and the police chief would decide jointly whether an officer will be disciplined. Currently, the police chief has that authority. If the police chief and the chief administrative officer disagree on a finding, the mayor would have the final decision. The ordinance also adds 2 civilians and 2 police officers from other departments to the board that reviews police shootings. The council approved an amendment requiring the police department to immediately ask the Georgia Bureau of Investigation to take charge of the investigation when an officer is involved in a shooting. The council got into the issue after Officer Clayton Sutton fatally shot Sammy Davis Jr. outside a supermarket in December. The amendment was offered by Councilman Henry Gibson, a retired Macon police captain. He has criticized the shooting and the Macon police investigation at the scene. He has also questioned why Sutton was on the force at the time, despite having numerous disciplinary matters in his personnel file.
That's what we were saying from the
I think
get-go.
Rickard's going to feel it.
The council vote
Think
comes
so.
a week after Bid District Attorney David Cook said he would not press criminal charges against Sutton. After reviewing the findings of a GBI investigation, Cook declared that Sutton was justified in firing the fatal shots. He says Sutton was in reasonable fear of his life after a struggle with Davis that left the officer with a gash on his neck. At Cook's announcement on March 12th of this year, Macon police said that their internal investigation of the Davis shooting will be complete in 10 to 14 days. The council ordinance takes effect when the mayor signs it or in 10 days if he has not signed or vetoed it by then. We reported incorrectly that the ordinance took effect immediately. That's from WMAZ. Mayor Robert Rickard's spokesman Chris Flores said the mayor would not be signing the ordinance Tuesday night, and he was unsure when the mayor would make a decision. Sutton remains on administrative leave pending the outcome of the internal affairs investigation. Police Chief Mike Burns has said Sutton will not return to patrol duty even if he remains on the force. He said publicly about the Davis shooting would make it unsafe for Sutton to return to street
You're
duty.
damn right it'd be unsafe. People come after his ass, but his ass shouldn't even have a job in the police force.
Yes.
Sutton's ass should be fired.
You realize that tomorrow will be 3 months ago of that shooting.
Yeah.
That is amazing news.
Well, but it's not over yet, because as Ed just said, the mayor can very easily veto it.
Yeah. He
And
can
as
veto it.
incompetent as this chucker
We're
has
gonna
been, I wouldn't put it past him to be a dummy and do that.
Well,
You know, I mean, hell,
I don't
that
think
mayor,
he's
this
that
mayor, what this
stupid.
mayor does not surprise me at this point. That's why this guy's got to go.
well, that's wonderful.
You know, we left city council yesterday before we could hear that. I think that was decided at the meeting yesterday, Irvin, after you spoke. So don't holler at Ed either.
You never know. I may have swayed some votes to put
No,
that out.
those damn council people knew damn well that they were going to vote unanimously to that. Not one of them was going to dare be against that. Because they would have caught hell.
Well, somebody
They would've
put it
caught
out there. I mean,
It's
somebody.
been out there for a while. They brought it up 3 weeks ago that that's what they were going to try to put forth. You know, that they needed a internal affairs a system in which it involved civilians as well, which is what they should have had from the beginning. I mean,
Right.
you know, I mean, it's just it floors me how behind the times this city continues to be, and how basically in the dark they are about almost everything. So.
And Sabuga says, by gash, read deep scratch.
Yeah, I know. they definitely tried to make that a little more vicious, didn't they?
Graphic,
Sabuki?
yeah.
Gosh.
Like he
Girls. Bean and Gamer Girl, come on now. I love Ed. When I holler at Ed, it's just the way I feel at the moment.
I don't know.
And when Ed hollers at me, it's the way he feels at the moment.
And
Yeah.
then Bean says, I'm afraid the Sutton issue is over, at least.
You're right. We all holler.
Whoa, there's Sutton as a zombie
The walker.
with an
Hey,
arrow
go
in his
ahead,
head.
Ed.
But speaking of some more controversy, it looks like the West Borough is getting a taste of its own medicine.
Menacing.
Yes. Menacing medicine.
Oh yes, these are those assholes right here that go protest
Funerals.
veterans funerals and every other thing. Okay, yeah, let's
Which
find
means
out what medicine they're getting.
Okay, Westboro Equality House. Aaron Jackson paints rainbow home across from Anti-Gay Church.
That's funny.
It says the Westboro Baptist Church is about to get a big surprise in the form of a new neighbor who plans to give the notoriously anti-gay group a taste of its own medicine. Do you have a video of that, or? Okay.
I might have a picture.
Okay. Well, he at least has a picture because he sent me that. Ed sent me this story. Aaron Jackson, one of the founders of Planting Peace, a multi-pronged charity that has in the past concentrated on rainforest conservation, opening orphanages and deworming programs, bought a house that sits directly across from the church's compound 6 months ago. On Tuesday, March 19th, he and a team of volunteers are painting it to match the gay pride flag.
That's funny.
The project, which the nonprofit is calling the Equality House, is the first in a new campaign Planting Peace plans to wage against the group. Westboro is known for its intimidating tactics of protesting or threatening to protest what they refer to as America's pro-gay, anti-God agenda in close proximity to pride parades, soldier funerals, and also, excuse me,
Events such as
other events like
Sandy
that
Hook.
Sandy Hook
Yes.
Memorial Services. It says, I read a story about Joseph Miles, a 10-year-old kid who counter-protested the Westboro Baptist Church by holding a sign that says, God hates no one. Jackson said, told the Huffington Post. And Jackson said he always wanted to get involved in gay activism, but hadn't sure how to do it until this opportunity presented itself.
Yeah.
He says he didn't know anything about the church or where it was located, but that story kept popping up. And then he got a Google map, got a Google Earth, and did a 360 view and saw a for sale sign in front of a house which was directly across the street from the church. He says, I'm going to paint that with the color of the gay pride flag. That's what he thought. So basically, he bought the house for roughly $83,000, and Jackson has been living in Topeka just over a month. He waited for the perfect time to transform the house into the very visible celebration of this gay pride flag and a direct challenge to what Westboro preaches. He encountered members of the group, including the Phelps family, which has run the church since it was established in 1956.
That's good. That's equal. The church can have their opinions. They can say what they want to say, and this guy can do the same thing and have his opinions and be right across the street from him and do what he's doing.
And, did you see the picture, Ann?
That one from yesterday that Urak took, yeah, it's a good picture. Saw this
It
morning.
was great.
Good picture.
Very good picture.
Says Urban graces the cat cave after a long
Day.
day.
That was before I was inspired to open up my shirt and do this.
Yes.
And look, nice touch, right?
Nice touch.
Downtown today.
Okay, Official
We're gonna
Gamer
be
Girl
protesting.
says, okay, that's all awesome and all, but if he's peaceful, then why the hell we want to start shit? Doesn't sound peaceful to me, even though I agree with what he's doing. Well, Gamer Girl, he's not, it's still peaceful because he's not physically starting anything. You know, he's not, by painting your house, you're being peaceful. That's pretty peaceful, right? Because all you're doing is
Yeah, it's either, well, I mean, yeah.
showing
now
your house.
burning someone's house.
He's not over there destroying crap. You know, he's not over there burning down their property,
And-
the Westboro Church. He's being peaceful about it, right? That elephant never
Wow.
forgets.
Wow. that is incredible, to say the least.
Perfect.
Yeah, I do agree with what Urak says, though. He says whatever, like he did not know it was across the street. Yeah, we're sure he did know it was across the street, but you know, he can do it. It's his right to do it. Just as, you know, the freedom of religion and speech gives Westboro the right to do their shit they do, even though it's pretty damn tasteless. But
Yeah, it's tasteless
their-
because,
their
I
right to
mean,
do it.
I don't care if the guy happens to be, you know, he could be a hate monger. The thing is, the dead deserve respect. Dead deserve to be peacefully put in the
To
ground
rest.
to rest,
Well,
to be buried,
right.
or cremated, wherever.
Well, what
How does this relate to what we're talking about with Junebug?
But, we're not talking about Junebug. We're,
Oh,
we're
okay.
talking
I know,
about.
but-
we're talking about this guy's house. He painted like the gay flag
what you're
across
talking
from
about.
Westboro Baptist Church, who's very anti-homosexual, and they've been known to protest these veteran funerals and these other
Which is
funerals.
really bad because
Which is really stupid.
because the veterans had nothing to do with
Well, not only that-
whether they believe it or
Not
not.
only that, this church has the right to do what they're doing because the veterans are fighting for that freedom. You know, I mean, give me a break.
And even the
You
dead
know?
deserve respect to be buried. in a
Exactly,
peaceful
which
way.
goes back to the point I was making about
Junebug, right?
Junebug and hypocrisy. The hypocrisy, once again, still flaring up and everything. That's really what that's about, ain't it?
Right. Yeah.
Somewhat, you
To an
could.
extent, yeah.
I definitely would accuse the Westboro Baptist Church of hypocrisy. Definitely, they have a lot of cases of showing hypocrisy, for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, it's again their right to do it. It is their right to do it. I'm all about freedom of speech and freedom to express what you believe. But in the same token, I'm all about people having their reaction to your freedom of speech and press and doing what they're doing. And this guy decides I'm gonna get a house across the street from him and make it look as gay as possible. So more power to him. You know, twinsies.
So you think that's how simple it is?
It is simple. You don't think that it's that simple? I mean, it's the clashing of two ideas.
Right.
Westboro here, this guy's house here. He's like, you could preach your
Team
shit.
Coke, Team Pepsi.
You could preach your shit, but I'm gonna stuff this shit that you're preaching against in your face when you walk out your door every day. You're gonna look at this gay house, right?
And
Very
basically,
simple. Very
to
simple.
save his shoe leather.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
I
So
don't know.
anyway,
Don't have to pick up no
So you
signs
think
now.
he's allowed?
well, of course he's allowed. We already know he's allowed. They're not questioning that, Irvin. I guess you didn't hear the story that Derek read.
Well, I did, but some of that stuff is just like,
Yeah, it gay.
It
B52
gay.
says house gay.
House gay.
Good one.
You on a roll, Bean? You on a roll?
Yeah, Gamer Girl says you guys should move across the street from Sutton and do your show there. That would be great too, man. Right. That would be awesome.
That would be way too dangerous. You
That'd
know,
be funny as
we'd
hell.
be a-
We would just hang like big ass
yeah,
banners
yeah.
up that say "murderer." You know, it comes out of the
yeah,
we'll be,
no doubt.
it'd be fun until we start seeing little red dots going on, moving in the wall.
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's do Eat Your Words.
I eat them.
Thanks to Saibuki yesterday, he gave us a little more better understanding of the one I did yesterday.
Okay.
About George Eliot's ideas about Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. Today we're going to this one. Catherine Ann Porter. This is Catherine Ann Porter. Uh-oh, here we go. A little cat fight coming on here. Catherine Ann Porter's take on Tender Buttons by Gertrude Stein. Tender Buttons. Never heard of that book. Have you? By Gertrude Stein. She says, I could make little headway with Ms. Stein beyond the title. It was plain that she meant tender buds, and I wondered why she did not say so.
Oopsie daisy.
That went long.
Wow.
There you go.
No, but it was good.
I will put that on the Morning Roast page. You make what you want out of it.
It's been kind of quiet on the phone, but if you do want to give us a call, it's just give us a call at 478-254-6287. That's 478-254-6287, or I Suck Goats.
You got 25 minutes to do that. So if you want, you got 25 minutes to call the show. After that, I'm not answering.
I want some more Irvin. I want you to read Wordsmith today.
All right, please.
Come on. I like your voice when you... Next to Chris Payne, I like to hear you read this. But Chris Payne is the one I always want to hear read this now.
Why? He's horrible?
Well, that day you were in the hospital, and Chris Payne sat in with us. We had Chris Payne read it, and it was absolutely hilarious. Chris Payne reading Wordsmith.
Okay.
It's taped. He taped
That's
the show.
right.
But Irvin, until Chris Payne gets back, let's have you do it right now. We'll go back to Derek another day.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Number...
someone name a page and someone name a pick an entry. And we got a whole heap of pages.
It's coming.
I'll do it myself.
It's coming. Urax going to...
Yeah, I got one.
Saibuk, well, because came in first.
I'm
page
real
46.
good.
46. Because.
Well, I just want you to know the word was cynic. So we're not even going to do it.
No, 46.
Page 46.
I know, I'm just saying the word I got here is...
And Saibuki wants 7. Because 77 says 46, Saibuki 7.
All right, here we go.
Page 46.
Page 46,
A
Irvin.
little bit. Yeah.
There we go.
I'm like a retard. You got to leave.
We need to put like a big handicap sign in front of Irvin's seat.
Like a parking space.
It's like, please excuse Irvin's slowness. Put the handicap permit right
So
there.
now I got to
I don't
count.
know. Page 46.
46, number 7.
Well, it doesn't only have one.
Saibuki! 46 is the last page in the 8 entries, and there's only 2.
All right.
One or two.
Go to 45.
45.
And do number 7 on
Well,
45.
this one says I.
Yeah, do 45, number 7. See, Saibuki was worried about the other book having nothing on that page. There we go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
7.
Okay.
All. A-W-L.
All.
All.
Oh. Like an owl, but with an A.
A tool.
Like cousin with an O.
I guess that's not all, folks.
No.
That's right, baby. It's not all.
Come on.
If you only knew.
Go, Irvin. Read all.
All. The old English form. And I don't know what the hell that is. That's what it says.
Oh, this
Spell
kind
it.
of A-E-L. It's kind of like
A-
A mixed together.
Okay.
All right, why do
the
they
old
write
English
shit like that? Okay, came from a hypothetical Germanic base,
Germanic.
which had a probable relative in Sanskrit Dara. The compound brattle was formed in the 19th century using the term brad, thin, flat nail, which came originally from Old Norse brothers, spike. Alls. It's Spike Lee's birthday, ain't it?
Yeah, Spike Lee's birthday, yes.
Awesome.
Okay. Tools for making holes to make nails, which we've been talking about. We can't put nails in these freaking walls.
Sorry, guys. We're struggling here. Irvin
which are
struggled.
part of a shoemaker's tradition. Shoes. I got my nice shoes on today.
You butchered this segment with your
All's tools
all.
are making holes for me.
Why don't you read it?
Okay. Are all's tools for...
Start over.
Okay.
Respect the book.
Yes.
Okay.
I
Come
love
on.
it. I have fun with it.
God.
The Old English form, AOL,
Yes.
came from a hypothetical German base, Aol,
Mm-hmm.
which had a probable relative in Sanskrit, Ara,
I said that.
ARA. The compound bradal was formed in the 19th century using the term brad, thin flat nail. Thin flat nail pit, okay. Which came originally from the Old Norse broder, B-R-O-D-D-R, spike. All's tools for making holes to make nails are part of the shoemaker's traditional set of implements. Hence the apparently quite recent early 20th century rhyming slang cobbler's awls, or cobblers for short, for balls. Hey, that's what it said in the book. I'm just...
I like some Boogie says.
Oh.
Like Boogie says, respect the language. Give up speaking it. That's right. We'll just sit here in silence from now on.
That
because
was
we-
great.
Okay.
Thank you, Derek.
Much better than me.
Balls to the wall.
Balls to the wall. Well, before that, Rosalind said, to the windows, to the wall. All them ladies crumble.
See, if I knew what the hell that was, I would have said it.
I wonder if Skeet's in here. I look at Skeet. Let's do another wordsmith. Only if
Why?
Skeet is it. No, I'm not
Only
going to.
one.
You gonna try to find skin?
Don't
Fine,
go
Skeet.
changing the rules.
Oh, there are no rules. Fuck that. Let's go. H-I-J-K-L.
Alright, it better be good.
It better
It's
be
like,
in
yeah,
here.
it is. It is funny. It is funny. I got it.
It better be in there. Yeah, you don't have Skeet.
Anyway.
Oh.
How about come? See you at.
It don't have skin.
We don't have Skeet. We got cunt. I
Wait a
told you
minute.
cunt.
Wait a minute. Here's
We'll
Nicole. She
stay.
says.
We'll keep cunt back.
Here's Nicole. She says it's not that funny.
It's not. This is coming from the deaf girl.
The B-56 is a hold your feet up if you go.
And then goes the car off the bridge.
Okay. Here we are, back.
Wow, Thomas
that was
Wine.
me. Take it back, Aunt.
What was mean? You were mean, Rosalind. Mean. You're not kind.
Ball.
You're not kind.
You're not kind.
Well, you're
Rosalind.
kind, sir. The mayor of France over
But
here.
don't you like how I made it very G-rated? I knew kids were out there in the audience. Kids are sitting up on the stage behind the mayor, right?
Yeah.
Part of the kids' cherry blossom court.
Yeah.
And I made it very romper roomish. You're not kind.
You're not kind.
After he said I wasn't being kind.
Well, you can't. It's kind of hard to be foul, good amount when you wearing a big old pink.
Well,
coat on.
also, how much shit would I have gotten if I was up there just vulgar as hell in front of all those kids?
They would have.
I would have went from being a hero to a zero real
Well,
quick.
here's the thing. When
You'd be
I
another DSS.
Now I'm at a level of half and half. I'm
You'd be
part.
another DSS.
I would be Derek Shapiro, exactly. So at least I was kind enough to say kind after the mayor said.
oh, you're not kind. Here's the weird thing about that whole dynamic
What?
was that you were a heckler, but in a way,
A heckler
you
with a
were-
message.
you
I
were-
meant damn
you
it
were
what I
like
said.
a-
I wasn't making a joke
like
out of
a
what I
child.
said.
No. Even though you were a heckler,
I meant it.
It was kind of a childlike heckler. It didn't come across as a violent, mean guy. It was just.
Well,
a
because
guy
I was coming
You're
there.
mean, and
I was
it
coming
showed
there
the real
serious.
spirit of that whole
I was coming there
series.
serious because I had a serious message. I
Right.
wasn't coming there to just like get attention and in a way to where I just
Oh yes, you
no
were.
good attention. Good attention. I wasn't there trying to get Howie Hansel,
Right.
Derek Shapiro attention.
Right.
You know what I'm getting at?
Shotgun Louie.
Yes, I was trying to get attention to the fact that you should be firing these guys, and you're not. Okay, you're sitting here worried about a freaking cherry blossom festival, and our cherry blossoms aren't even blooming. Okay, that was my point. I wanted to get the
Maybe
message
symbolic.
right. I wasn't there to just
I
sit.
think the
I
point
wasn't
is
there to
saying
sit
by
there and
any
be
intelligent
vulgar
person.
and shock everybody. I was there to get my fucking point across.
That's
All right?
perfect.
For the cause, okay?
We know.
If I wanted to go over there and just be vulgar and try to make people cringe and laugh at my language, hell, I could have just went up there and started just spouting out epithets. Whatever the hell.
Well,
I'm trying to remember who the hell I was talking to right here. I think I'm looking at Craig Burkhalter, the artist that did this. I think Craig Burkhalter was out here filming with his iPhone, and I looked at his camera and I was saying something to his camera, and this cop's trying to push me away.
Bean was wondering where you get that jacket from. It looked like curtains out of a child's room.
Bean, you haven't been following the story. One more time. This is the greatness of that jacket. That was a custom-made jacket by Emmett Barnes. You know Emmett Barnes. Bean's from here, right, Ed?
yeah.
Emmett Barnes was a big guy around here back in the day. He owned almost all of downtown. He owned a lot of the buildings downtown at one time. His wife, Edwina Barnes, was big into animal rights. She was all part of the local ASPCA and all that. And what it was is he was one of the big head honcho bigwigs in this town from the 70s, 80s, 90s. Well, he ended up going bankrupt. Before he went bankrupt, he had that jacket custom made for Cherry Blossom. That was his Cherry Blossom jacket that he would wear during Cherry Blossom in the 80s and the 90s. So when he went bankrupt, he and his wife, that's why all those downtown buildings were sold off at a cheap price to Dunwoody, Tony Long, who own it now. They picked that shit up quick when he had to sell it because of his bankruptcy.
Yeah, some of the Maconites are pulling out and says, I rented the store from him.
Yes. So right.
Rosie, wait, he and Edwina started the first Cherry Blossom? Is that right?
No. Rosalind, what happened is this.
No, Bean.
I know, but I'm answering Rosalind says you're saying your dad went through it. No. What happened is this. So when the Barnes were getting rid of a lot of their shit because they went bankrupt, they took a lot of their clothes to different places. Donated it to Goodwill, to the theaters for costumes and stuff. And my mom, our family big in local theater from the beginning, since we were back here. My mom was the reservationist at Theater Macon at the time. And they also kind of knew the Barnes because, my dad's side of the family, the Harrises were big around here back in the day. So the Harrises knew the Barneses also, that whole big, clique of the old money in Macon. So what it was my mom was working at the theater when they brought those clothes there. And in those pile of clothing was that jacket. The jacket also had purple pants with them.
Did you get the pants?
We did have the pants, but listen, the pants didn't have the same pattern. They were just purple pants like the Joker would wear.
Right.
And what it was his outfit he would wear come Cherry Blossom. He had that jacket custom made. It says in the pocket, custom made by A. Emmett Barnes III. It's stitched right in the pocket. So what it was when they were giving that stuff, it was around Halloween, whatever year it was. And my dad happened to be at the theater that day with my mom. My dad would act at Theater Macon a lot. He's one of the co-founders of Theater Macon. And when they brought that in, my dad said, wow, that jacket is just too much. That's just too cool of a jacket. He didn't use the word cool. My dad didn't say cool. But you know what I'm saying. That's just a very interesting jacket. So he asked, could he have it when they brought it in? Because he wanted to wear it for Halloween party that year that they were going to.
Had nothing to do with festival.
No, these clothes were donated around the time
No,
of...
I know when they were donated. I'm saying when he originally bought the jacket, it was for that reason,
He wanted the jacket because of the way it looked. My dad now.
Right.
Now, Emmett Barnes made the jacket for Cherry Blossom.
Right.
He made it for Cherry Blossom. Or had it made. My dad just liked the jacket and said, oh, look, I got to have that jacket. And they were like, sure, they're just giving the crap away anyway. So that's how my family got the jacket and the pants, because we used to have the purple pants too.
Really?
I can't find the purple pants. They're somewhere in my mom's house. But the jacket, that's how the jacket came into the Harris household.
You got to find those purple pants.
And the Harris household has had that jacket now since the 90s.
Such your mother's house.
And it's been worn in different things.
It's probably somewhere upstairs
Oh,
out
it
of the
is.
way.
It is.
You should dig up those
Unless
pants.
my mom got rid of it. My mom did a
Well,
lot of
I
cleaning
doubt
out.
it.
See, she
You're
might
gonna
have got rid
find
of
those
those
pants, Anthony.
But the pants are not as cool as the jacket because the pants are just straight purple. They don't have the
Oh,
turtle
that's
and
perfect.
and the elephant and all. But that's where the jacket comes from. So see, the irony in it all is not only am I wearing a jacket as I protest that is related to Cherry Blossom, it was paid for and designed by one of the big wigs of Macon back in
For
the day.
Cherry Blossom.
Back in the day.
That's the connection.
You see the irony in all that?
Yep.
There you
Yep.
go. You got
Wow.
the official story, Bean 52.
This is like knowing your aunt's dog's cousin. No, but
I'm your father.
Interesting story.
Yeah, it is interesting. It is interesting. So,
Let's
go.
Everything has a reason. You see, you're talking about a
Kismet,
Monday
right?
jacket.
Kismet, right?
Yeah, but it still has purpose. That jacket has meaning.
Right.
Everything has meaning. And that's what I also want to always remind people.
Right.
Remind this Nicole.
Right.
Everything has a purpose and
I would
everything has a
love
meaning.
knowing his jacket went to jail.
Yeah. Is Emmett dead now?
I don't know.
I can't remember if he died. I know. Once they went bankrupt, they did. Man, you remember their house, guys? Did y'all ever see their
How do you
house?
spell his last name?
Who are we
BARNEN,
talking about?
Emmett Barnes. Had you ever seen their house? I can't remember what street it's located. Had you ever seen pictures of their house, Irvin?
No.
Man, their house, the backyard of their house was just incredible. I mean, the way it was designed and the topiary and the fountain and stuff.
The
They had
internet just locked up, man.
again.
Did yours lock up?
No, not yet.
This is going. Irvin's is going.
Okay.
We're moving.
Mine did.
We're moving. No, man. The house. I can see why they went bankrupt. I mean, they lived lavishly and probably spent way too much money. I mean, they had that house designed the way that it was. The backyard had a big fountain in it. It had all this topiary, these bushes just cut into shapes and stuff. I mean, very extravagant.
Yeah.
They were very extravagant. And Edwina Barnes,
He
she
died
Were they?
March 27th, 2008. He was buried at Riverside Cemetery.
wow, he died on my
His
sister's
name
birthday.
is Aiden Emmett Barnes. Was
Yes,
that
because
one of them?
the inside of the jacket says
He
A.
just
Emmett Barnes.
recently died?
No, 2008.
Okay.
But that's weird that he died on my sister's birthday. When you talk about numbers, man, I'm wearing his jacket and he died on March 27th, which is my sister Carol's birthday. I mean, another crazy numerology.
Yes.
Very
That
crazy.
is.
How
There's a
about
connection in there.
That's right. That's right.
We just live in a matrix
We
world.
just live in a connected world.
We
Very
live in a
connected.
matrix world.
Can I read this, guys, real quick? Another thing out of Civilization. This magazine's great. We could just do a whole show with reading stuff they write about in this
Nice.
magazine. You'll like this. Real
Big
quick.
interest.
Hold the perfume. This segment's called Hold the Perfume. While fermented fish sauce was a primary seasoning in first century Rome, not everyone liked their food to smell like something that had washed up out of the Mediterranean. Apicius, perhaps the most famous gourmand of the time, livened up his recipes with salt, ground pepper, cumin, coriander, seed, and mint. But generally speaking, the generous use of flavors and scents did not sit well with prominent Romans. Good heavens, quote, Pliny the Elder exclaimed. Quote, nowadays some people actually put scent in their drinks. Close quote. Plutarch, ever the purist, bemoaned the seasoning of meats. Quote, mixing oil, wine, honey, fish paste, vinegar with Syrian and Arabian spices as though we were really embalming a corpse for burial. Close quote. The argument over perfumed foods and drinks began centuries before in Greece. Aristotle wrote that scents are not incitements to eat, nor do they contribute anything to desire, but rather the opposite. Close quotes. To prove his point, he quoted a critic of Euripides who told the great playwright, "When you make pea soup, don't put perfume in it." Quote unquote.
Hey, you know where this is?
What? I can't see.
Picture.
It hadn't come up yet.
Okay, what did we
That's the fountain. That's in the
Wow.
Barnes' backyard. That's it. That's it. Thank you.
Okay.
Where'd you find that? That's the backyard. And what street is that
Google.
on? I can't remember where they lived, but that is the back of the Barnes' house. Man, look at that shit, man.
Chimo
See where they
Nettie.
put their money, man? Look at that, Irvin. That is Emmett Barnes and Edwina Barnes' old. They went bankrupt.
Boy,
I
they
wonder
went- they
why.
went-
Is that still around?
It's around wherever, but I'm sure it's all turned off. I mean, the
Yeah.
water's shut
No,
off.
I'm saying
Yeah, of course. What they do with it? They're not gonna tear it
Where
down.
are they?
I can't remember the address. I mean,
It's
I
like,
cannot
wow,
remember the
they,
address.
they were spinning it. They spinning that money like
Thank you
MC
for finding
Hammer.
that, Ed. Thank you. Because you know what? I remember, I had never been there personally, but I remember seeing lots of pictures and magazine articles in Macon around that time where they were like highlighting their house and showing the insides of it in this big photo spread. Yeah.
Well, Bean says what is it, the house, the Briarcliff Road?
It might be, Bean. I just don't know. I don't remember where it is.
There was a one particular house that Howard and I wanted to shoot a comedy sketch. Remember you was talking about the
Japanese
Karate Kid?
one?
Yeah.
With
It had this beautiful. I mean, this house
Had like a
Howard-
pagoda.
pagoda.
back
Yeah,
there, right?
Yeah, I mean, it
It's
looked like something.
Radcliffe Road.
I mean, it looked like something straight out of Enter the Dragon or Crouching Tiger,
Right.
Hidden Dragon. I mean,
Right.
it's a beautiful. If I had money, I'd get the house myself. It's just that beautiful. I mean,
And she says it's on Barefoot.
Briarcliff. So, Bean, you've been there?
it even has a tennis court, full tennis court.
So yeah, Bean says it is in bad shape now. Yeah, because I mean it's been empty. I'm trying to remember. Ed said he died 2008. And if I remember right, they went bankrupt in like 97, 96 maybe, late 90s. Maybe
Right.
Bean remembers better than me.
I got it best. At least 15, 16 years ago.
Oh, Bean has a big connection. My uncle was his vice president of his company. There you go.
Wow.
There you go. Bring
There's
it
a
on
big
home.
connection.
Mm-hmm.
Bring it on home, Bean.
Yes.
Bring it
indeed.
all together.
Bring
So
it
now what
on.
we got to do is put that jacket on the Bean 52. Have her wear it around since her uncle worked for the guy.
He was
Yeah.
87 years old.
Yes.
You
Every
don't
Barnes.
wow, kid.
It's good to know the history of Macon, you know, when you have enough
It is.
connection
It's
to
the
it. Because all that
connections.
new generation doesn't know about any of that. Or people like you that came from out of town.
It's
that
like
moved
my
here.
shit, you
It's
know.
like you
Nobody
don't-
knows
yeah,
my history.
That's right. Yeah. You know, and it's like, and it's kind of again ironic that jacket I'm wearing, in a way. But it's a great jacket. I love the jacket.
I think
mean,
it's nuts.
We've had that jacket for years in our house,
But
and
I
I
would
wore it on
wear
other
that shit.
occasions.
If
I had
that jacket fit me, I would wear it.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I used that show. I used that jacket when we used to do a show on public access called Scene Stealers. My friend Kat and I did. I wore it on there. A friend of mine, another friend of mine who now lives up in Ohio, he borrowed it and wore it in the actual Cherry Blossom Parade about 13 years ago. He walked through the Cherry Blossom Parade around 2000.
Wearing it?
He borrowed it and wore it. So it's been around. It gets its use, but now of course it's got
Sure it does.
now it's
Sure
got
it
some
does.
civil rights implications to it.
I like the pink shirt you're wearing.
It's not supposed to be pink, guys. You know what happened? It was a white shirt, and Heather washed it with some other red colors.
Even better.
And look what it did. It stained it pink.
Even better.
Yeah.
How about that?
Where'd you? Oh hell, it's already
Pink looks
10:58.
good on you.
I said it. Pink is a dirty color. I tell you.
Well, I already said earlier at the show, at the beginning of the show, you know, March 20th is a friend of mine's birthday.
Spit it out, DB.
Jessica Abushabi, happy
Kick
birthday
butt
to you.
stay.
Also, Spike Lee's birthday, March 20th, born
Scoop
1957.
Spike Lee.
And this is the New York here, right?
That's right.
Okay.
Everybody says.
And also
Spike
gave a
Lee, I
special-
look like Spike Lee.
a special
Where the hell
birth-
do I look like Spike Lee?
Google
Because,
it. Google him.
Let Derek
It's a
speak.
short. Well, it's a short. Also, forgot to say, it's also today is also Kick Butts Day, where kids all across the country basically says no to big tobacco companies to stop
Selling that shit.
selling it to their.
Oh,
to their
okay. I
schools.
misunderstood. I thought Kick Butts Day was telling all the kids to go out and beat up people.
No,
bully
butts.
people.
No, like a
Oh,
cigarette
okay,
butts.
okay,
Kick Butts
okay.
Day.
You got the metaphors confused.
Yeah.
Yes. So
The
basically, trying to
hypocrisies.
keep, they're trying to keep big tobacco from selling and advertising cigarettes to kids, to children and teens.
Yeah, no more Joe Camels. Oh, that was many years ago.
All right, guys, let's get out of here. Irvin, you going with
Maybe.
me? I got to make a couple of stops before we hit
Yeah,
the
okay, let's
noonday,
do
the
this.
noonday
I
protest.
put some socks on.
Let's do it real quick, guys. In town people, you want to join us? We're going back out there. 3rd Street
Downtown.
Park, 3rd Street and Cherry intersection, where the fountain is. We're going to be out there with those signs again for 3 or 4 hours.
See you later.
Irvin's going with me. Anybody else wants to join us? Come on down.
Herb, that's Spike Lee.
Yes.
Yeah, I see.
Let's do the
I
roll
can see
call.
why
Thank
they-
everybody, Derek.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, all our chatters. Crime Side, Buki, DJ Mean Gene, Graybeard, Fat Cock, Rosalind Nicole, Three Bears, Bean 52, Fisher Gamer Girl, Yurick Wildcat, Fancy Fanny, Strange Place, and Twin Flame.
And who was on earlier that left? DS Photo Guy, the Coffee Guy.
Yes.
Who else was there?
Eve Plastic
Eve
42,
Plastic
yes.
42. Three
Yes.
Bears is up there, we said. And anybody else we might have missed? Rosalind Nicole. Thank you, sweetie.
Yes, and thank you, Blog TV, again so far, keeping us, at least for a while, featured. Also, we'll be here tomorrow, and I definitely have some good news about Malaya Yousafzai. She, just
The blogger that was shot.
She attends her first day at school in Birmingham, England, at Edgbaston High School. So she's getting back to school. She's healthy enough to go to school again, which is always good. Always, education is a plus, and also.
Yes, let's get to it tomorrow. We don't have to give them too much about it now.
But anyway,
Y'all have a good day.
same blog time, same blog channel. See you tomorrow.